Well, hey, my name is Zack Snyder, and welcome to Into the Hellmouth. Last week, I said this was the penultimate episode, and this is the finale. I don't know if that's the case, but we're not Dimension 20, so it doesn't matter if we had another episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. Excited for what is ahead. We'll play through tonight and see what happens. Worst case, we have another episode next week. But hey, like I said, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to get into that recap of last week. In last week, we kind of stayed in the same zone as the party fought two beholder-like goths who were attempting to consume the body of one of the missing Warden scouts, the halfling. They defeated the beings and were able to put the Warden to rest in a proper burial represented by the nation of, Stephen?
Dicaxia, not Alkuli.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for those in the comments that pointed that out. Just kidding. We had a proper burial that respected this person's traditions while discussing some of the next steps in the dangers of the space. Eventually, they themselves began to rest, but were once again plagued by intense visions and dreams. And in the middle of that rest, while in camp, the beings, the eyeless, insectoid-like horde of creatures who had been tracking them for the past 2 days finally caught up. The fight was intense, but thanks to the combined power of the Vigil and the immense resilience of Major Arya, who went down to like less than 10 HP, they cut down the last of the creatures, and I didn't get to down anyone, but that's okay. They fully rested, but as they awoke, there were 3 things that immediately went wrong with the space. The first is Rhoda, who was on the final watch, was plagued by visions while she was kind of in and out of consciousness, and at the end, she slipped into an unexplained unconsciousness, the same that had happened to her before. As she fell, Augustine woke up next to her, but was rendered unable to speak. At the very core of his soul was seemingly unable, unavoidable, or unwilling to form words. And then finally, while the party began to check on their other members, the downed ones that were next to one another, Zar looked up to notice this huge, yet seemingly intelligent creature waiting on the walls above them, asking for help psychically. So once again, we see this being on the roof, and I believe Zar pointed it out toward the end of the session. This giant spider-like octopus creature, translucent skin, speckles of night all throughout its body, 10 legs, and then just a very imposing figure above. We are currently in this dome room, this geode-like space in which the last 2 battles were fought. There is the distant smell of goth guts and the creatures at the front of the entrance, some of your own blood, and maybe, as Zar points out this creature, a bit of adrenaline as you realize this thing is above you. I believe at least I believe it was in Zar and as well as Tebrim's head, this creature reached out in which he said, "Tekel needs your help, yes?" So this is where you guys are. Rhoda's unconscious, Augustine is freaking out, and the other 3 of you are taking in this space. What would you like to do?
First, I'd like to confirm, did we actually get a long rest?
You did fully get a long rest, cool. Yes. I believe you were the only one that spent hit dice.
Right.
I think everyone else was able to heal enough beforehand.
Yes. I suppose that happened off stream. So I did spend 4 hit dice, so I am now into the first level of exhaustion.
1 level of exhaustion. Rhoda is unconscious. She is not missing her health points. It's just the same exact experience that had happened the day before, where she's simply unconscious by some effect of the maul, and it seems as a similar effect, well, different effect, but a similar source is causing Augustine's speechlessness. What are you guys doing? This giant thing is above, staring at you. You are with Rhoda at her side. I think you all see everything that's happening at this point, except for Rhoda. She's still napping.
I think Augustine's probably more focused on Rhoda right now. Does it look like it's the same symptoms that caused her to fall asleep the last time? Is there still like kind of like that kind of black thing coming out from her blindfold, like the
so what I'd have you do, either an Arcana check or a Medicine check. I would give you advantage, just because you would have reference for the last time this has happened.
Thank you for that advantage. That's a 17.
Yeah, so I want to clarify two things. First, this seems to be the same effect that had happened before. Second, the black fog is still present, but the effect of her falling unconscious and the black fog pouring from her head are two separate things. So in both instances, the black fog was present, however, it did not inherently seem to be connected to her falling unconscious, as far as you could tell. I don't think you guys have discussed really the details of what the source of that black fog pouring from her headdress is, but I think you would know that they are unrelated, at least directly.
I can see this giant octopus blue thing in the ceiling, right?
Correct. And I think as it looks down at all of you, it kind of individually makes contact with each of your minds, kind of forming this mind link. You know, it looks to Augustine, it says, "Hello, survivor." And then Tebrim, "Killer." And then Zar, "Murder." And then finally to Arya, "Hello, lover." Tekel needs your help, topsiders.
Do we only hear, is it like an open-ended conversation where we hear how it talks to everyone else?
It's kind of like forming a group consciousness almost, as it makes points of contact with each of your minds. So it starts with Zar, and then it's like you're adding people to a group text, right? It's Zar, and then Tebrim joins, and then Arya joins, and then Augustine joins, and Rhoda's still unconscious. So at the
Zar
moment,
mentally side-eyes Arya. Yes? Are you... Tekel, is that a name? Is it a country thing?
Tekel is name, yes?
Oh, very nice to meet you, Tekel. I'm Zarzaki. Kind of looks around at the others. What can we do for you, oh monstrous spider?
Tekel is going to gently, I think he recognizes his size compared to yours. He's going to gently kind of like, you know, like a spider slowly crawling down from the ceiling. There's not really enough space for it to squeeze in, but it kind of comes enough to kind of like get a full view. And I think even seeing Rhoda on the ground, it seems to be curious and looking. It hasn't formed any kind of contact with her yet. Again, because of her unconsciousness. And you ask what help he's looking for?
Yeah.
As it's getting closer, Arya's just like not necessarily aggressively, but like keeping her glaive between her and it.
Yeah.
I feel like Augustine would step, like, noticing that it's intrigued with Rhoda, would probably slide in front of Rhoda.
Okay. I think, Augustine, as well, even within this mind meld, you are able to hear things, but I think same instances occurring, not just physically, but also spiritually. You're not able to kind of communicate verbally with words for the time being, at least.
Okay.
So it notices this, and it says, Tekel is not interested in causing problems. He's looking for the help from the outsiders. He needs beings like you to assist in a place he cannot go. He does not mean to cause problems, but he is just looking for assistance. Tekel does not want to impose any kind of danger. At least now, and it looks over toward the bodies of the viscera on the ground in the cave, it seems as if the topsiders are strong, self-sufficient, and exactly what Tekel needs.
You wish us to go somewhere?
Yes. Tekel wanted to catch you before going into the center of this place. But of course he wants to show you as well. It is just not something that Tekel himself is interested in seeing. But the topsiders, Tekel knows, will be able to do what Tekel is not able to.
A creature of the Maw is not able to go to the center of the Maw.
Yes, this place is old, ancient and powerful. Tekel's people have limits, as all beings down here have limits. Tekel simply is unable and recognizes his limits. as all should. Tekel can show you at the other end of this cave. There is a slope up that will let you see what Tekel is discussing. But Tekel does not want to inconvenience, especially with the party member that is down. Tekel simply wants to instruct and inform, be transparent. Tekel can go first, or he can wait behind. Tekel is interested in the topsiders making the decision that they are interested in making.
Oh, okay. Lots of riddles. Very fun.
What is...
Gosh, I guess
riddle?
I'll explain later. Turns to the others. Looks at Rhoda unconscious. You mean we are going to have to go down that way anyway, so... I also don't see the point of... I mean, I guess I can just overhear everything I'm saying, probably, right? Yes?
You talking to Tekel?
No, I'm talking to team.
Are you talking out loud or in your heads?
Out loud, I guess, because I don't really know if, like, I guess I'm kind of like, does it work if I'm only talking out loud?
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly welcome to do like an insight check or something. I don't know
Sure,
if you've
I'll do an insight
encountered an entity quite like this, so yeah. I think it's got these giant blue eyes. It doesn't have like eyebrows or anything, so it's just kind of like two giant blue eyes, and its tentacle mouth kind of like slowly dripping some kind of like gentle viscous liquid, and it's just kind of staring at you. What's your insight?
16.
Okay, I mean, I think that it is reacting to your words. I think that's what you see.
Okay, yeah.
I think with the insight check, it sounds like this being's initial verbalizations are legitimate. So it doesn't sound like this thing, at least on the surface, is trying to lie. It seems as if what it's putting forth is it trying to connect with maybe something it's never connected with before.
Since it seems kind of curious and stuff, I guess Zar will just kind of explain and be like in his head, think, yes, so we are team, group of people who work together, group of topsiders who work together, and so we make decisions. Sometimes we make decisions as group. So I'm just going to ask group about your offer. Yes. Okay.
Did we hear that as part of the mind call?
Oh yeah, if I'm talking to Kel about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you opened up a group chat and everyone's included.
Group chat.
So,
Ooh.
yeah.
In my head, I would like to ask, have you seen another topsider within the past couple days or week?
Tekel has not seen topsiders like you before.
I think Augustine would look at Tebrum and like point to, knowing that he literally can't. Every time he's like even mentally trying to talk, it's like a block or like it's like mumbling, fumbling out. I think he'd look at Tebrum and like point to Rhoda and then try to make like a horse out of his fingers to see if we can use the horsey Alfred again.
Trevor, can you show me what a horse with your fingers looks like?
Yeah, let me. It's like it's a limp horse. It's kind of, it needs to be shot out back, but it's fine. And then I think yeah,
up to
depending
Tebrum if you can anticipate or read through that. I think you get the essence of what he's saying at least.
Let's wait a minute. I think last time Rotor woke up pretty quickly. We might need our resources for later. But if
I remember, it was an hour, right?
That sounds familiar.
That's about what last time was.
Okay. I also would probably, like, knowing Augustine and knowing Rhoda, like, heart to the mission, would probably, like, look at Arya, like, kind of point down the cave and, like, make the motion of the warden, like he wants to continue on with following the mission.
I think Arya probably gives you a bit of an odd look since you're not talking, but says, "Are you able to carry her, or would you like me to?"
Okay, you're asking me that?
Yes.
I guess he would be like, yeah.
Just nod your head. Yes or no?
Can I carry Rhoda?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm carrying a giant sword that weighs more than me. Yeah.
You can't. You would be half speed mechanically, but you can carry her. I think.
And I pick up Rhoda.
I think all of you can tell. Augustine is desperately trying to speak, but he's not able to. And I think Augustine, what you're able to tell, I don't know if you've ever had anxiety manifest in your body in this way, but whenever anxiety is sitting deep in your chest, and it's like, maybe if I do some breaths, I'll be able to get rid of it. And you do some and it still stays. It's very much like that. It's like you're like, maybe if I just, drink some water or say something or try to vocalize what you're doing, like those noises that you're making, your attempt to kind of like eke something out, but it's almost like this pit of anxiety that is just stopping your voice from coming through. And I think thinking back on the dream last night that you had of like seeing like loved ones come like rise out of the ground as zombies in this dream, you kind of have this like, there's something like deep within yourself that is just like, maybe there is something impacting me from beyond what I experienced. So I think that's kind of the essence of what you're feeling.
Okay.
And I think the rest of you hearing Augustine do this, you recognize he's having some kind of problem, at least with the way he's communicating. So Tekel kind of looks on and says, "What are these things you're doing with your hands? Is that communication in Topsider language?"
More or less.
It takes two big, like, of its tentacles.
I cast comprehend languages on Augustine. But has he tried talking in his head?
I have, and it's not working.
Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, okay.
It just
I don't know
sounds
if you would know
bubblier.
that, but I mean, I think it's
Right.
almost like this distance. Like,
Yes, okay. I guess. Let's look at Arya and just kind of like, well, two of us are incapable of communicating. Looks at Augustine, communicating well. So I think it's your decision.
Very well, Tekel. Show us what you have to show us.
so you would like the Celt to go first?
Please.
Okay. It kind of like scrambles up on the roof and then crawls forward. It looks like you've not entered, or you've not exited the northernmost part of the chamber yet. So it seems as if I think last time you saw that there was like an upward slope and then a distant, like stronger blue glow in the distance. You see him begin to crawl along the ceiling, and then eventually at some point he switches to kind of the ground of the cavern. It looks like it's kind of a stretch of cavern that goes up and constant ascent. And are all of you following? Or some of you following?
Yeah.
And all of us
I'm following.
And
Yeah.
Agreed.
with Augustine and Rhoda being a bit more defenseless, I would like to stay within 5 feet of them just to try to...
Yeah,
block
I'd
any
like
attack.
them in the middle of the pack, if possible.
Yeah.
Oh, I have my arm ready to go.
Okay. Okay. I think then you guys travel. I mean, you have to run a little slower since you're carrying Rhoda, and I think you all kind of stick together, take it easy rather than try to rush this. So it probably takes you about 30 minutes or so to kind of get up to the top slope of this cavern, and then you see the cavern or the cave begin to grow a little bit as the ceiling curves out. The walls continue forward, and you see that as soon as the ceiling pulls back, there is this strong blue glow. This is probably the strongest source of light that you've seen so far. It's like whenever you're looking over a mountain and you see the city spill in the distance, like light pollution almost. And you still don't see the natural sky, but you do see kind of this vast expanse of the continued atomized omnite that is causing a fog in the far distant air. But the light, whatever it is in the distance, is causing this kind of light pollution, as the light is reflecting off of different elements of omnite and casting kind of this blue eerie glow. There's almost a distant green to it as well, just subtly undercutting it with like an eerie note. And then as you break out into the cave, like I think the previous cave that you were in, again, you had the smells of battle and experience, but now this kind of feels like there's a mustiness to it. There's this distant vapor. There's like almost like this atomized like sulfuric smell, and then there's like just something else that you can't quite touch. It's like this blending of smells that hit your nose, and maybe even a little bit of fungus coming from the ground as you guys are kind of impacted by this new wave of smells kind of overcoming this ledge. At the very top, you see that there seems to be a hill that goes kind of up and then presumably back down. Tekel stops at the very edge of the top of the hill, and he kind of looks at you all. Beyond this ridge is where Tekel will show you what is next. Tekel needs to stay on this side, though. If you need any assurances from Tekel, he can move further back along the ledge. He just wants you to get the information that you need to trust him. So he kind of stops, and there's this almost this ledge that you can, like you're at the top of a hill. You're able to go over and crest and then maybe see what's beyond the top.
Okay, so like Tekel is planning to like hang back while we move forward okay. I'd like to try to just keep one eye on him as we move towards the ledge.
Tekel, this giant spider-like creature, is trying its best to appear as as neutral as possible, not trying to give any impression of it. Up on its haunches, it's probably even making itself lower and slower to the ground so that it can kind of more similarly meet to where your heads naturally are. It kind of pulls to the side, almost like a spider that has cuddled up in a corner and is not its full length or its full height, and it is just watching. I think it can sense your trepidation, and it does pull as far to the side as it can. I think he offers once again, do you need Tekel to move further back? He wants to give you space. He understands this is different, unknown.
How far would you say he is at this point?
I would say at this point you were kind of walking down this path that was like maybe 15 feet across, maybe 15 feet up, 15 feet across. But now that it's kind of like branched out, it's almost like hit about double the distance. There's no longer a top to the cave. It's just kind of like wide open. It kind of seems that he could go further back. He could stay to the far opposite side of the cave length itself. He could even climb up over the wall. I think he's just hesitant about getting up over the far edge itself.
I'll say, no, that's a good distance to kill.
Yes, Topsiders. Let us know when you are ready to discuss more.
Can we also check for warden signals?
Yeah. Do me a survival check. There's Zarzaki.
Oh, God, why me? Okay.
Can I assist with that, or is my conversation maybe preventing that?
No, I think you can assist with that.
Okay, cool.
He's giving you all the space to make decisions that you need to make.
An 18 and a 19, so it comes out to a total of 21.
Beautiful. Yeah, so first off, as you are, I would say this kind of joint helping is going on. I think Augustine and Rhoda are kind of like sticking together. I'd imagine Tebrim being in the center is kind of supporting the two of them as you walk, but I think Zar and Arya, you are especially paying attention to this space. I think whether or not you guys are in the front or the back, but I think you have this, you have survived several days of insanity. So I think the two of you are kind of keeping to the same notes that Rhoda would if she was doing survival checks. Immediately as you leave the cavern exit, you see the spot where I believe it was Rhoda who the night before, might have been Augustine. Either way, one of them had identified footprints, almost like this being, like the other of the two scouts had wandered around, maybe was impacted emotionally because of the death of their partner. And it looks like almost as if it had gone to the burial spot, and then it had walked away and anticipated walking back, and then anticipated walking forward. And then just like you found last night, you see the feet print, step forward. At some point, the dust kind of lets up from the lower part of the cave. The further out that you go, presumably there is wind, there is motion that is disturbing the ground. But I think you do find easily that there are still one or two scattered Warden symbols. Do me an insight check on these symbols with advantage as you do so, as you find these symbols.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord fucks me over. All right, that is 15.
There you go. That was the statement of the night, everybody. 15. 15's not. You said 15?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I think you had seen Rhoda point out symbols previously, so you know what the Warden symbols are. You know what the Warden symbols that this being draws are. I think what a 15 would get you is that these symbols do not seem to be as sharp or professional. They're almost like either drawn hastier or maybe given the information that I believe Augustine had determined last night by examining the tracks, maybe more emotionally. These are no longer are these set in stone, determined, solid forward indicators. These are, I'm moving forward, and this is where I'm going. I think that's what a 15 would get you.
But they are going
forward still.
Okay.
The way that Tekel is directing you to, over the ledge.
Okay.
Or I should say top of the hill. You have not looked over yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with you when you go, Arya.
Okay. I think Arya probably lingers over the mark for a moment, and I think you would see probably a look of both pity and frustration. But then she would move on towards the ledge.
Okay. How many of you are going up to the ledge at the same time?
I'll go. Why not?
So that's 3, I guess. Augustine, you'll stay with Rhoda. Presumably watching Tekel out of the corner of your eye if the other 3 are moving forward. I'm assuming. Unless if Augustine, you are deeply just looking at Rhoda.
I probably would slowly come up, making sure.
Okay. Are you setting her down kind of against the cave wall?
No.
You're just carrying her with you.
I would carry her. I would not set her down.
Okay, I think that Arya and Zarzaki are probably right at the front, pretty much immediately flanked by Tebrim, and then Augustine is bringing up the rear with Rhoda on his shoulder. Eventually, all of you curb over the edge of this hill, and you see in the distance this vast, beautiful city. This Omnite carved space in which there are buildings or structures or something that has been maybe carved, maybe established, something that is large. This is a big central piece of this space. Go ahead and everyone do me perception checks, and then Zarzaki, if you'd like, you can do, you have stones cutting, right?
Yes.
You can do it with advantage. In this instance, it might just give you some different information. So there is this
15.
massive, giant city. It is something I don't think any of you have ever seen anything like this in your life. And as soon as you round the top, there's this immediate thought that kind of impacts each of your minds. This like something that, like, Tekel psychically connected you. He kind of entered into your mind without any permission. And in the same way, but in a different sense, you hear Tharine. Just this, like you saw a sign on your way in, but there alongside of this imprint of this name is this mix of intrigue and eerie, of excitement and worry, of interest and dread. As Tharine cycles again through your mind, I think without any checks, you all know that is the name of this city. Tharine, the city in the mall. What are your perception checks?
Can I guide myself?
Yeah?
15.
14.
12.
Ooh.
Rhoda, what was yours?
13.
Rhoda's still unconscious.
Those are very
I know, I was-
packed.
I was
That's really
joking.
mean.
What did you say, Matt?
13.
Okay. I think everyone from a 10 to a 15, I think you see exactly what I described. And I think Caleb, did Caleb already pull up a picture for you guys? Let's go ahead and
Doing
catch
it right
that
now.
picture real fast. This is kind of something that you see in the distance. This massive articulate space, and what's so interesting about it is not only its size and its vastness, but also how uniquely this place looks. I think from this distance with those perception checks, it's a little hard to really tell anything beyond the basic structure and the fact that this city alone could be several miles wide. It has a sparse border. It looks like there are maybe several bridges that are cutting across from the mall, the rockiness of the mall that is surrounding it, that is then connecting the city itself. I think with a 15, I think you are able to identify and recognize that there is one bridge specifically directly below you. On the other side of the hill, it looks like there's a series of rocks and ammonite and some paths that may need to be traversed, but it looks like there is a bridge directly in front of you on your side of this gigantic space. And even as you look around, it almost seems as if, we had described the mall as this. Imagine if you took the Mount Everest and turned it upside down. It's like where there's this continual dip, and it's almost like all the walls across this entire cavern, as far as you can see, that's not blocked by the fog and the mist, is this continual downslope. But once you get to this city, there's this dip in which it looks like the bridge is the only way to get across. And that 15 is the only one that can probably really tell that there is one ahead. I think Zarzaki, though you didn't score high, I think what you could tell with that perception check is that you're looking maybe for how the stonework, how the space was impacted by the events. And I think alongside of who rolled the plus 16 or plus 15?
Oh, I did.
You did. Okay. I think maybe the two of you were kind of like looking at each other, and Tebrim, you're able to maybe point out to Zarzaki, and the two of you together can tell that whatever the beam was that kind of initiated this whole event, it looks as if there's some kind of powerful thing that had gone through a distant center of the city itself. Like whenever extreme heat meets glass and just pierces right through it and then causes this beautifully clean and efficient kind of hole. It looks as if there is one in the center of the city. Presumably this city is the centerpiece of the Hellmouth. And that's what you get on those checks.
Are we a bit too far to see if there's any movement coming from the city or on any bridges, or is that something we can see?
I think with this initial perception check, without going further, that's probably all you can see from this distance.
Okay.
It looks as if you continue to follow this path, it will lead you toward that bridge itself. But I think that's probably what your perception checks get you. You hear in your heads, Tekel says, "There it is, the city. It is beautiful, and yet it holds so much evil for Tekel's people. Tekel needs your help. There's something inside that could help him, could help you, maybe even could help topsiders in the future.
I don't trust that one bit.
He kind of like crawls over and just kind of like continues, like, again, trying not to be oppressive, try not to be moving beyond its space. Tekel just kind of begins to share a bit about things. He goes on seeing like an entrance and maybe a pause in all of you. Tekel's people, well, we are under threat of extinction. We are with a war with the beings of the city. And Tekel dares not say their name. But I think as he says the indication of beings living within the city, just like before with Thaurine, you hear another thing that pops into your mind. She-Volth. Sheil-Volth, I apologize. But with it, unlike the city where there's this mystery, intrigue, and maybe excitement, with this, it's like suddenly the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It's like there's condensation that has been sitting on the back of your mind, and it just suddenly, there's a cold wind that goes across it, and you suddenly feel kind of the cold wetness of anxiety in, again, a dread. Less of a hopeful, more of the dread and misunderstood dangers. And I think he doesn't even have to say this thing, because he doesn't. And I want to make that clear. He does not, even in his mind, dare say the name of these beings. He said, these enemies, if you are like Tekel's people, you know them. But Tekel warns, do not ever say the name of the beings. That is a great curse that has taken many of Tekel's allies. So do not say the name of the enemy, for only they are allowed without danger. Tekel's people are losing badly.
I was about 3 seconds from saying it. So.
Yeah, you're welcome to say it, but Tekel just deeply warns you against it. Tekel's people are losing badly, and the enemy is a near omnipotent race who has built and lived within the city itself. And then I think as he is like talking as much as you can in a giant creature like a spider with like giant eyes, its eyes almost like glints a little bit and almost like twitches every time it mentions the enemy. I think it is. Go ahead and do me a insight check as it talks. Again, this is a foreign creature, but I think you're sensing changes in its pitch and tone, and I'm just curious to see what you guys can pull from that. Yeah.
As Tekel is talking, can I see Tabrum's little friend, my brother?
Yeah, absolutely. So you see...
Yeah. Does it look like he can also hear Tekel talking? Or is he in the group chat?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think you see him. He's just kind of been sitting back, and he's been kind of like waiting, and I think he's deeply intrigued by Tekel. It's like you see your brother that is just watching this giant creature. And then I think on that note, as he kind of sees you all turn around, he walks forward and he says, what are you guys looking at? And then as soon as he turns the edge, he goes, ah! And he kind of like pulls back, and he just kind of like ducks away so that he doesn't kind of... so that he can break the line of sight for the thing. And he immediately starts to sweat, and all of you see this creature or this being or this memory from your past. Dread and sweat and fear just kind of overtakes him as he kind of pushes himself against a wall near the entrance.
Did extra fear come over him when the word Sheil-Volth echoed through our brains? Like a recognition of that name?
I mean, you're welcome to do an insight check that kind of coincides with this. I think this initial sheet of terror, more so as soon as eye line with the city was established, it looks as if he was deeply impacted. I mean, so much so that he wanted to get out of the way of it.
16.
So what are your insight checks on Tekel?
18.
14.
Okay, I think the 18 is probably the only one that's really going to be able to pull the minute details from this, as Tekel is, I mean, as far as you can tell, because you did the previous insight check as well, he is being truthful as far as he understands. He is, whatever this enemy is, the sense of dread that you all have felt every time the enemy has been brought up, he so too has an even more intense response. It seems as if this creature, which is clearly intelligent, which is clearly, I mean, presumably has been around for a while, has this extreme response to even thinking about what this enemy is, and maybe even thinking about what this enemy has done. So I think that's what you would get from it speaking on this topic. So he tells you about this war that is happening, and you see him just in fear. So Tekel needs, within the center of the city, there is a pool filled with power. Tekel cannot enter the city grounds, or else the curse will overtake him entirely. Same with all of his people. But Tekel knows the topsiders can enter. Tekel has seen it.
You know this. You've seen one like us come through?
Tekel never intends to be dishonest, but he saw a topsider, at least one on two legs, from the distance, walking across the bridge. Tekel's people would never get that far without being overcome with the curse.
How long ago was this?
Time down here is tricky. It was recent. Tekel knows that you were asleep recently. Aye, it was before the sleep. That is all Tekel can put to words.
What is this curse?
It is the curse that undoes beings. Not all beings down here, not all of Tekel's people have the same level of intelligence. But there is still an intelligence nonetheless. This curse takes that from you. It molds it. It shapes it. And it fits what the enemy wants it to be. It debilitates. Tekel has seen too many of his allies overtaken by this curse. But the fact that another topsider just recently walked into the city without stopping, that is not something Tekel has ever seen before. So, Tekel believes the same is for you. Do not say the name of the people. Find the pool inside the city. Bring some of the liquid back for Tekel, and you will help us. Tekel will help you get out of this place if that is what you wish, but he needs your help with this liquid. It will turn the tide of this war.
If I may, why are you at war?
Why are anyone at war? It is about power, conquest. This place, as I'm sure you know, is filled with power. Ancient power. Power that has been in this planet for centuries, maybe even millennia. We are always seeking more and more power, and when one side achieves that power, they abuse it. And that is what has happened here. There is a reason there is a city with walls and bridges. It is to keep Tekel and his people out, so that the powerful retains the space that keeps them in the spot. That is what is true.
Do you know what dangers besides the curse lie in this city?
Tekel has never been. It has been... And he kind of like glances off. It has been a long time since Tekel has run into any trace of the enemy, but Tekel believes that if this other topsider has gone in and was allowed in, he does not see why the same would not be true for you. Unfortunately, he cannot speak beyond this breach. This place is all danger, as you have sensed. There is even danger running up to the breach. But inside, Tekel believes that you will have an upper hand, because he has already seen it. In fact, he believes it. This space, the Omnight, the source of our strength and power. This is what drives. And topsiders, clearly, have a deeper connection in the way we do not.
All right. Remind me, is there a path down to the bridge, or is this just a sheer cliff?
So as the kind of maybe initial burst of the city and conversation with Tekel happens, you look back, just because you can easily find the answer to this. It seems as if you kind of reach the top of a ridge. The ridge goes down, and then it looks as if the Omnight rock starts to pierce up again and rise. It looks as if there's a small kind of chunk. Well, small, relatively, right? Whenever you're at the top of a trail, you see there's kind of a noticeable distance between you, or the end of the trail that you're on, and then the bridge itself. So it seems as if this path will continue generally in that direction. As far as the distance, it's a little hard to tell just because of the kind of the way the scene is made up.
Well, I don't see that we have much choice. It seems Adolin went that direction. That is where our mission lies as well.
This is just...
Augustine would make the warden symbol on his chest, still not able to talk.
Well, thank you for the information, Tekel. I hope and pray to Clypeus that you have not led us astray.
What is Clypeus?
An all-powerful being.
If it is as all-powerful as you say, then Tekel believes that it will guide your path. Perhaps we can talk more about this Clypeus when you return.
Perhaps. All right. Unless anyone else has any questions to ask Tekel, I guess we should move forward.
Can I gently, shake Rhoda a little bit, see if there's any movement stirring?
Yeah.
Maybe mutely say her name in her ear. Anna!
Yeah, I mean, you shake her and she doesn't respond. It's been probably about 45 minutes at this point. So she still seems to be just kind of stuck in unconsciousness.
All right. And there's no feeling that maybe my voice is coming back either?
Nope,
No.
same kind of gut hold.
Okay. I'm in a gut hold. All right, let's go find some evil things.
As you guys kind of are moving, I think what you see is Tekel kind of pulls out this like to you guys I would say it's probably the size of a large egg or something. To him it's some kind of membrane item, and he says, "Please put the water in this. Or the liquid, whatever it is you find in the baptismal, because Tekel has not yet seen it, but he knows if you bring it back to him in this, he will be able to find what he needs." So he hands you over this giant egg-like thing. Presumably, it's some kind of like
Where did
water
he pull
skin
it from?
or something. He just kind of like pulled it from like his back, like his back thorax segment, like kind of.
Was it like attached to it?
You don't quite know. He's a very big creature, so he just kind of like reached up and pulled it out, and
Look out.
kind of hands it over. It's kind of dark and shadowy in this room, so it's not like you can really like watch him grab the little piece of thing that's on his back.
Did it
Pull his zit off his back.
Yeah, it's his zit.
Are you asking him something?
No, he wouldn't
You asking
understand.
him about his physiology?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'll hold on to that then.
Okay. Cool. So you guys are moving down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think are you, as you're holding Rhoda over your back, Augustine, are you holding over her like with your head on the front or the head on the back? Like which
Can I
end of her?
hold on?
Yeah, how are
I
you
would like
holding
to
her?
before we go in there. Can we? I want to redo this real quick. I would like to strap her to my back like C-3PO when Chewbacca's carrying her,
Okay.
so I have freedom to use my sword.
Okay.
Okay.
Smart.
So her face is like looking behind me. So when she does wake up, at least she can watch my backside for a second.
Okay. So her eyes are kind of like faced away from you as you're walking down the hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. She's definitely more like a giant person that you're giving a piggyback to than C-3PO strapped on
Well,
Wookiee,
I
because you guys are
folded
both
her
like
up.
large. Ooh.
Yeah,
You guys-
so like I tucked her knees up to her chest, so she's kind of in like a cannonball.
So a really imbalanced like Monster Hunter backpack that just
Yeah,
is
she's just in a
humorously-
cannonball position,
Okay.
and I have
Yeah.
her tied. Yep.
Yeah, as long as you got half movement, you can make you can
That's
flavor
fine.
however you want to crumple her. up.
Perfect.
Within
She's crumpled up on my back.
she's crumpled up.
I've got her bent around, just like how our non-consummated marriage night.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Should we wait a bit to see if Rhoda wakes up on her own before we travel into the city?
I mean, it probably took me like 10 to 15 minutes to get her, you guys tying her on me, so it was 45 minutes.
Yeah, we may as well, I suppose, take a 15, 30 minute break and just see if she wakes up again after an hour.
Okay.
Are we far enough away from Tekel that his voice is gone from our heads?
Ooh.
I mean, he hasn't. If you'd like to initiate conversation with him, you're welcome to.
No, I'd like to not initiate conversation with him. I'd like to speak without him listening.
Okay. So,
So-
you're gonna try and walk a little bit and then try and talk verbal or out of not in your heads.
No, I'm gonna wait until we get far enough away to where we're gonna stop, and then gonna say in my head, Tekel, you still there?
Nothing. So I think you guys probably walk for 15, 20 minutes, give or take. You guys are still... It's almost like you are going down the hill that is slowly being lapsed by another stretch of rock and mountain. So you said you're trying to reach out to Tekel, and then you don't hear anything, so you guys are kind of walking as you do this. You don't receive
Okay.
anything psychically.
I honestly think Zarzaki is already extremely paranoid as it is. And so he's going to take out a charcoal and paper and start writing on it for everybody to see. And basically writes and says, and he also writes like he talks. Don't trust weird spider thing. Never trust one side saying they're good guys. Maybe?
Aren't we
And
the
nod my
good
head.
guys?
Arya nods.
Oh, good. Okay. So we're all on the same page. Excellent.
While we're waiting here, I wouldn't look at Mirovat. So you know this place.
I think he has kind of like anchored himself to your back. so that like and like anytime you turn, he's like crawling so that you are between him and the city, at least the view. So he is kind of like grasping onto you, almost like some kid that is just trying to like not get sprayed by someone on the other side of them. And he like if you're turning back, he's kind of like ducking so that he is as covered by your shell as possible. What do you ask him as he kind of like jolts, kind of surprised?
So you know of this place?
This is something I've never experienced before, and this is bad. Previously, I mean, it was one thing that we continued, but now, whatever this is not good. This is not where we should be. Tebrim, if you have ever trusted me before with the power that I granted you, we should not go any further. I don't know what this is, but I know in the depth of me that this is not good.
Can I roll an insight on that to see if he's lying about when he says, I don't know what this place is?
Yeah, you can do it with advantage. I think you've been with him for a while.
Good, I rolled a 1 without it.
Oh my gosh.
18.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's. It almost like the little guy's just kind of panicking, and he maybe is right on the edge of like there's only so much he can do to influence your physical form outside of you allowing him to. So I think he's just kind of like nervous and anxious, and like, I mean, he's still traveling with you because the two of you are kind of like inexplicably tied together. But I mean, as far as you can tell, he is on the verge of like a little shadow anxiety attack right here. So.
Wait, can we hear? We can hear his ghost thing, right?
Oh yeah, you all hear him muttering in the background, just kind of scared.
I agree with. Well, I don't think we should leave. Not necessarily that. I am extremely curious. Yeah, I just don't know. Don't trust anything telling us they are definitely good guys. We need to do this for their people because they're in the war, but they're the innocent ones in war and all that kind of stuff.
So I think after a while, Zarzaki, do you think that you're just starting to speak verbally after you write the initial message?
I'm writing. I'll say I agree with Shadow and then kind of write the rest down. Yeah. And then I'll roll up my charcoal and put it away. I'm done with that. And say something super innocuous. So, tea time? Kind of wink really, really obviously to everybody.
Arya gives you a very flat stare.
Yeah. I feel like Augustine at this point would be like, he would have probably grabbed the charcoal by now and like hastily written like the mission.
Can he write?
Oh yeah, can I write?
For what it's worth, you can write.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's a little shaky. It's almost like when you kind of
left-handed.
Yeah, it's like
non-dominant.
it's like you're writing left-handed almost with your dominant hand.
All right. I think he was gonna write just like mission Warden and an arrow to the center.
DM, correct me. Was our mission first to find the missing Wardens or to gather information? What was a higher priority that we were given?
Higher priority of the original brief was, let me just double check real quick. I mean, I don't know if I think find the scouts was technically what he said was the first objective. The second one was learn about the Hellmouth, and then the third was get out alive. So I don't think he intended for you to take that as like you getting out alive is the lowest priority necessarily, but
it's more of like an order of operations kind
exactly. Of thing. Find the scouts, get the information that they have, exfil them, and then, don't die. So I mean, however you want to interpret that.
I think both objectives lie ahead.
Yep.
So I think you guys continue walking then for a bit. I think it's probably another 20 minutes, and then the city just kind of like dips over as you are, almost like parallaxing. As you're walking down, the thing starts to go further up, and the direct light, the omnite that's been reflected again, the kind of like city light bleed is pulling back a little bit. It's still very bright in this tavern, but you are starting to go further south. I think by this time, Rhoda, I think you begin to awake. You had those same kind of like dreams in which you're in this space where you're seeing people that you know, but then you're not. These shadows are drawn across the faces of people that you know, people that you don't. And then I think you kind of slowly get your vision in the way that you do with your eyes covered. And you can feel yourself weirdly crumpled up on the back of someone. I think you probably see some of the members of your party are around you, but you do stir.
Okay. I would probably try to see who I'm riding on right now.
Okay.
Like,
I think,
turn my
Augustine,
head.
you feel the body on the back of you starting to move.
Yeah, I'd probably, like, feeling that, seeing her move a little bit, I'd probably, like, cut free the rope and, like, set down so she can get off.
Okay. And I think as you
And
start to do
embrace
this,
her.
I think you probably... Your voice cracks, but I think you're able to kind of begin speaking again. As you kind of gleefully say something, whatever it is you say, maybe to her just instinctively, it just kind of ekes out. It's like you... Kind of like your voice is now. It's a little rough. It's a little... but you're able to kind of loosen up whatever that soul thing was, and you can kind of speak again as you see her...
Rhoda! You're awake.
What's wrong, Augie? You sound a little, like a frog's in your throat.
To be honest, I haven't been able to speak for the last hour or so. I've been just mumbling and things. As I've called myself, you're awake, and we're here. And my voice, it's beautiful now.
Where is here? Where are we?
The shitty city. when the shithole down in Hellmouth.
And Rhoda, for what it's worth, you've gotten to listen to all of this. The name of the city has not infiltrated your mind. You don't have any recollection of Tekel. You basically remember drifting off at the camp, and now you're here, further down the path. So you don't have kind of the in-between context.
Did Tekel warn us against saying the name of the city? Or just the name of the people?
He did not say anything about the name of the city, just the name of the people. He was very explicit about the enemy's name.
So it's Voldemort.
You're welcome to say the Voldemort name if you want.
When you fell and fell asleep, a massive creature appeared and basically made a bargain with us and took us further into the cave and took us to this city to investigate it. He couldn't enter. He said something evil lied in here, but he also believed there was an answer. This city Therine. It's, I don't know. We're all very unsure of what's happening. Must be ready for anything.
And what of the other warden that we're looking for?
The tracks lead us here.
And Tekel claims to have seen, we assume, him.
After lying and saying he didn't see him.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, we need your blinded eyes to see.
Okay.
Good alliteration.
I'm ready.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, at this point, sorry, hang on a second. I'm getting messaged by a certain lore lord.
Let's just run in, guns blazing.
That's our
Pulls
style.
out 5 grenades.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Okay. I'm kidding.
So I think, Rhoda, as they're sharing, did you guys mention the enemy at all in any capacity?
Just
or just what you said is what you
darkness.
said. You
Yeah,
think.
just I would not say the name. Just that
Okay.
there was
Just some kind of darkness.
possibly darkness down here.
Okay, I think then, Rhoda, you probably have a very similar experience in the fact of, like, as he's talking, there are accentuation points on the city, on the darkness, on the things that are discussed. Like, it's almost like language now has a metaphysical weight to it. It's like something that is beyond just saying the word, you're feeling the word. And I think, Augustine, as you're talking to her, now that she is kind of conscious, the black smoke, I think, pulses as you say the things that you say, as if similar to Tebrim's little guy, it is also reacting in kind to the things that you are saying. And I think, Rhoda, there is a deep, like, heat coming from the wrapping around your eyes. It is something that is almost physically trying to, like, push against you. And I think, like, you just kind of distantly hear, like, the name of the city echoed, but in, like, a fearful way in the back of your mind. The being that is with you is deeply not interested in moving forward. It is not currently trying to do anything physically against you, but, like, that burning is almost like a dog that has, like, an electric fence collar. It's like it is giving you the initial warning that a shock is coming if you keep moving. I think only you can sense that, but I think, Augustine, you can see the pulse of Black, specifically about the mention of the city and the darkness. But right now, you guys are not in direct view of the city for what it's worth. You guys have started to enter another stretch of rock and stone, and it seems as if there's some paths ahead.
Are you okay to move forward, Rhoda?
Yes, of course.
I don't remember if Augustine mentioned. I'll say you may have heard a name in your head. Do not speak it.
And Rhoda,
It's
you
apparently
did.
dangerous.
As he said darkness, this name also appeared in your head. Again, that metaphysical element of, like, you immediately knew the identity of something without knowing the identity of something.
Okay.
So both of those words, both Tharine and Sheilvolth, both are present in your mind. You may not know exactly how to define them, but your body knows its reaction to them, as does the shadow on your head.
Right. Noted.
Okay, so you guys kind of, like, pause for a minute. You recoup. Our two members that were impacted by this extra element of sickness have now been relieved. Are you guys going to continue forward?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to need some more survival checks then from whoever's in front.
Rhoda, please.
All right, I'm
I'll
back.
assist.
Ooh, that was nice. 26.
Woo! Jeez. Okay.
So glad we have your blinded eyes.
Yeah, so Rhoda, you kind of, like, get up, maybe crack your neck a little bit, kind of put yourself back to the ground as you move forward. I think they would share the information that was found earlier, that Zarzaki found about the scattered emblems. Again, still moving forward, but with a little bit maybe less intention or dedication or commitment. You are able to find more along the lines of that path. And because Zarzaki pointed it out, you can definitely tell that these are drawn hastily or just for the sake of doing something. It's like whenever you're going through the motions. So presumably the elf, she decided this is the path she needed to go, and she was still going to do her duty, but her heart is barely in it. It's just enough to move forward, but it's almost like a blind motion. The circles, the arrows, the symbols, they are drawn scattered, they are drawn haphazardly, they are drawn without the refined nature that the Wardens so dutifully push into its scouts' minds. But regardless, you are able to find your way through this next path of scattered rock. This space itself is kind of like the bottom of a ravine. As the Omnight here is a little bit sharper, a little bit more jagged, it almost seems as if it went from this really refined element to something that is a bit more developing natural shape within the rock itself. So it's almost like the geode shape was solid, it was rectangular or maybe hexagonal, but now we're heading into these jaggedness natures of it. There are still elements of softness and curved moments, but there's also these elements of like, it's almost as if the Omnite is like trying to live or maybe move. Like it looks too neat or too natural. It's like a branch growing out of a tree. It's intentional, it's momentous, but it is not crafted by something that is not the tree. So you see a lot of this in this space, but you were able to very craftily move forward through it. You find one more, two more. There's a big break in the middle, but then you find another one, and you're able to kind of continue to move forward. But then you kind of come against a wall. Go ahead and do me either another survival check or a perception check.
Okay. That's another 26.
Shoo-wee. Okay, I think you pause everyone for a moment. You guys have reached this kind of section on the space. It looks as if there are 3 different paths moving forward. You are able to find yet another symbol, but what's weird about this is it's like the symbol is written, but it's like going into a wall straight ahead. So it's like there's this wall with different, a couple more different cavern entrances, or maybe gaps in the kind of valley itself. But specifically in front of you, a solid sheet of Omnite wall with speckles of rock. The symbol's telling you to go straight in. So 3 paths, the symbol is saying straight ahead. It is not committed to a path like the previous had been. It's almost like, I don't know, did this wall grow up since the path was sketched in the ground? Or is this an indication to go to one of the other paths? Like, you're welcome to do an insight check, but with all the skilled survival checks that you've been doing, like, for all intents and purposes, it's saying go straight into the wall.
Can I Elden Ring roll into the wall?
Roll me an athletics, acrobatics, or performance check, Matt.
I'm not gonna actually roll, but I think Czar will go up and just smack on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do me a stone cutting check if you want.
Oh, I will do that.
Yeah,
that would be much better. Okay, so I'll go ahead and keep that roll. So I add double my proficiency bonus to the check.
Correct. Yep.
So that's gonna end up being okay. Okay, so I'll be a 19.
Okay, and then Rhoda, are you rolling insight, or are you kind of letting Zarzaki take over for this moment?
I'll roll insight. Why not? Sorry, Zar.
You know, since we all don't
go for it. I
trust
prefer
the
somebody else
squid.
to help me with this.
Why don't we just say the name?
The 17 for insight.
Maybe we don't push our luck.
Okay. Okay. So I think between the two of you, Augustine, you're welcome to resolve that in a minute if you want. Between the two of you, I think you both are looking at each other. Zarzaki, you are examining the wall. You see, like, what's really unique is that, again, I mean, you see more minute instances of things that look like the Omnite it's growing in like really intentional wonky ways. So like stone more so erodes over time, and if it does coincide or if it does break off, it's because of some kind of natural phenomenon. But it almost seems as if the direction of the stone, kind of the inlay of the direction of the Omnite, the elements of grain and whatever the Omnite itself is made up of, they are coinciding, and it almost seems to be like growing up or out, or like in a way that is not focused on gravity. And I think, Rhoda, you can kind of tell that very clearly. You can confirm the directions are straight, exactly where Zarzaki's looking. But this Omnite is very, foggy. You can't really see through it. It's opaque. Again, you see 3 different other tunnels near it, to the right and to the left. Those are really the only paths forward, but this specific spot, right into the wall. Right into this wall of Omnite that appears to be working against gravity. Not that you know what gravity is, but you guys get the idea.
So did Zar touch it? Like, did you go up and touch it, Zar, or and it's just a wall
Yeah,
of...
Zar would touch things.
Yeah, I think Zar immediately, I mean, he's a craftsman. He works with his hands. He's able to feel that groove. I think that is one of the things, I don't know, I feel like Zar might even lick the lick the wall. But at some point, like, Zar is
would
just
lick the
close, and he is feeling the grain of the wall move up and out and over. And, like, there's no intricate shapes here, but it's enough so that it is diverting away from the previous illustrations of All Night that you had seen. So he's touching the wall, maybe licking the wall. I don't know.
Caressing it.
Like Yukon Cornelius.
Yes, I lick it. That's my stone cunning is.
Okay.
And then I relay everything very concisely, but I have to lick it again every like couple seconds. Like, tastes like gravity, and then. But yeah, I'll go ahead and everything I've learned, I'll pass along.
Cool.
Or I've figured out.
Awesome. It tastes like, by the way, it tastes like ground, earth, crystal, that kind of stuff. I mean, you would be familiar with some of these elements. All earthy tones and nothing particularly stand out to you. I assume you probably would have, for fun, just tasted Omnite in the past, but I mean, it's earthy,
Yeah,
it's rocky,
that's fair.
Yeah, maybe a little nature spark, but like otherwise, that's kind of,
Yeah, I will look at one last time and then kind of look to everyone like, so what's this all mean, sort of thing.
Can I hit it with my sword?
Yeah, you can hit it with your sword.
Beat
Roll
me
me
by
attack.
half second.
Breaks the
sorry,
sword.
buddy.
You're both welcome to do it together if you want.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to.
synchronized.
Synchronized sword. Hey, remember
cute.
that time up north with the other false door? All right.
No, I don't, because I wasn't part of your
Oh yeah, that's right. Retcon. I didn't say that out loud. Hey group, remember when I smashed that fake wall in? All right. What do you want us to roll here?
Attack roll.
Attack roll.
Yeah,
Okay. Does 21 hit?
I
absolutely.
got a dirty 20.
Absolutely.
All right. Damages, I'm guess.
Yeah, do
Yes.
damage.
11.
13.
Cool. Do you guys have anything that does anything extra against like structure or material?
Don't believe so.
No.
Okay, you guys get 2 great hits into the wall.
Cool. Probably chipped our blades a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Love it.
I think your blades are pretty high quality. I think if you continue to do this, your blades would probably degrade a little bit. I mean, you chipped it a little bit. I mean, Omnite is not invincible, certainly, and even in this pure form, it still has impurities. So, yeah, I mean, you do a little chip away. Maybe make a little dirt snack for Zarzaki, but otherwise, like, nothing's giving if you're looking for something with the weapons.
Did it... The sound of the impact, did it sound hollow or solid?
Yeah.
If we can
Solid.
tell.
Both
Okay,
hits were solid.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, like you're hitting a
Alright.
cave wall. There was a bit of echo in the distance, but like not, you're not attracting a bunch of beings near you with this.
So 3 paths then, and no help from the symbol anymore.
Augustine
Do all
starts
3
to say
paths-
the word. No, I'm just kidding.
What is there a difference in any of the 3 paths?
You'll have to check them out, but you're welcome to check them all out if you like.
I mean, I'll just kind of go around to each one of their where they split off the split and look at
Let's
each
send
one.
Alfred down a path.
I was gonna say, might we summon Alfred?
He's basically Indiana Jones. He's Indiana Jones in horse form.
Yeah, so Zarzaki, I think, kind of like curious while the other 2 are smashing the wall with their weapons, you kind of check out each of the paths. I mean, one seems to go like down, one seems to kind of dip around the corner, and one seems to kind of go up and then maybe have another edge further up. It's hard to see over beyond that without going further in. Looks like 3 paths that are very similar to the last, just kind of different directions to the path.
Do any of them have more traffic than the others? Like, have we seen footprints at all along the pathways at this time?
You're welcome to do a survival check if you want. Or you can
Okay.
call Rhoda over to help you look.
I will tell Rhoda my idea so that I'll try to do it first, and if Zar gets nowhere, which he got a 7, then he'll go tell Rhoda and be like, not mention his failure. Be like, good question. So wondering, have you seen any footprints along the ground?
Let me see. Oh, probably not. 11.
11.
7-Eleven.
You guys look around a little
This
bit.
episode's
Like
sponsored by-
outside of the very obvious like sign that you pointed out from the Wardens, you don't see any specific footprints.
No, I haven't seen anything.
In fact, have we seen any sign of habitation at all?
The last set of footprints that you found were on the road leading up alongside Tekel to the ridge. You guys didn't specifically look for footprints along the last path, because I think after Tekel you just kind of had taken in the city and started to determine to move forward. So the last set of footprints you really tried to find was leading up the ridge.
But we haven't seen sign of literally anything at all.
You mean like beings or creatures or anything like that?
Any movement, anything?
I mean, it kind of seems like the nature of this space being the way that it is, like dust moves, there's a subtle breeze that kind of pushes atomized omnite up and down, there's a reflection and reflection of light. You can certainly go around looking for some creature tracks if you want, but nothing explicit has stuck out along the path that you've been traveling. I think the Warden symbols continue to be the elements that are most able to be to stay constant and stay strong despite the natural motion of a space.
Are we in the city at this point?
No,
Have we crossed the bridge?
You are not yet there. I think the last thing that you saw is it seems there's the stretch of land heading down a hill, and then presumably there's a bridge, and the bridge leads into the city.
Okay,
So you have not yet found the bridge entrance, as it were.
gotcha.
And does it seem like can we tell at all if we're lower, higher than it, like sort of thing, or not really?
Ever since the city was kind of like lapsed by the continued decline of the rock and the stone, you kind of lost full sight of the city. So you have now kind of dipped over. There's almost like this hill or this mountain in between you and the city face itself. This seems to be the same. I mean, this is the most accurate direction that you saw from the top of the ridge. But that's probably all you've got.
All right, well, yes.
I'll just choose a path.
Do you choose a path?
Yeah.
Can't find anything special?
Flip coin.
But there's 3.
Wait, I thought we had 3-sided coins in Amnesia.
Sarzaki pulls out his 3-sided wood coin that he made for fun.
Yes. Don't ask how it works. It's a mystery.
A D3, whatever that looks like.
I've seen D3s. They're funky.
Okay, which path are you guys taking? We'll say left, right, middle. Just for simplicity's sake.
My D6 said right.
All right,
Okay.
leader. You're the
Do it.
leader.
There we go.
Cool.
Leader takes everything.
All right, so Arya kind of like, are you going to take the front of the pack? Or are you just going to kind of instruct where you were going with Rhoda continuing to lead with survival?
I'd prefer Rhoda to continue to lead.
Okay, so you point out the right path. I think all collectively, unless there's anything else, you guys continue to move forward down that right path. And that right path is the one that is going to begin to dip lower. It seems as if of the 3 paths that Sarzaki had looked at already, this is the only one that continues the same slope as you were on previously. So you guys head down this path. Rhoda, go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
That with help. Again?
Assisting, yes.
Thank you. No, that wasn't great. 14.
Okay, 14. So yeah, you continue down this path. I think you're looking... I think the last view of, like, the symbol aiming into a wall has you thrown off a little bit. Like, you're looking around, but I think maybe you're looking at too many places. You don't explicitly see another Warden symbol, at least in the next stretch. The path continues to decline, so there continues to be essentially one direction for you to go, but you don't find any really confirmation from the previous scout coming through here, at least on the first stretch of land. So you guys walk forward then for a bit. You walk forward for 15, 30, 45. I think you kind of are taking your time. You don't know what this is. You don't see any more views of the city. Then you kind of begin to round a corner. And Rhoda, there is this corner. It looks as if there's a clear path that kind of maybe converges to the left around this corner itself. Do you just want to continue around that corner? Do you want to approach the corner in any kind of way?
Maybe I'll be a little stealthy with it.
Okay.
I'll, signal to everyone, be a little quieter, just in case.
Okay. Are you all traveling together, or are you letting Rhoda go ahead by herself?
Oh, I'm traveling together. Yeah, I'm
But
not.
she's going stealthily? Okay, well then I'm going with everyone, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I'll go
I'm
ahead and
moving with
have a
her.
group stealth check as Rhoda begins to sneak around the corner. Rhoda, as you round the corner, please roll me a perception check, please.
I got 28 for stealth.
7.
And then
13.
you said perception? Is that what you said?
13. Perception, please, yes.
15 stealth.
It's only 12 for perception.
What'd you get there, Czar?
With disadvantage, I rolled 2 19s, giving me a dirty 20. I'm not kidding. I can't move my
Nice.
camera because Caleb will get mad at me. But I would show you if I could.
19?
So dirty 20 because I rolled 2 19s. I'll take a picture of that.
Amazing.
Right?
Wowee. So, what did you say your perception check was there, Rhoda?
Only a 12.
Only a 12. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of Scooby-Doo along the edge, and you kind of peek over just gently. You see the edge turns and kind of rounds and continues to go down. It looks as if there's a very bit of fog at the bottom. You kind of see this path that seems to dip, and then it comes back up, and it looks like you begin to see some more of that reflective city light kind of over another ledge beyond the kind of dip in the path ahead of you. And that's what you see.
Okay.
Can we leave a symbol on the wall next to us so we know which way we came?
Good idea.
Excellent idea.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I burned something in the wall with my finger.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I think that you're able to do that pretty easily.
Cool.
I'm not too worried about that. Do you try to make a warden symbol? Do you try to make just something that you would recognize? What are you doing?
Probably a warden symbol.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. So are you guys going to continue to move forward at a stealthy pace, or do you want to continue, or do you just want to start to move forward at a regular pace as you start to see what might be the edge of this path converging?
I feel like we
pace.
should
I don't-
continue. Oh, I was going to say, I feel like
Stealthing?
we should still be stealthy, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's no reason to not
Yeah.
stealth yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think if you're stealthing, then go ahead and give me a marching order. Who's first, second, third, fourth, fifth?
I think I've continuously claimed them in the rear, right? Because I launch a whole bunch of projectiles over people, so I'll stay in the rear.
I'll be 3rd.
I'll be behind Rhoda.
Be in the front.
Okay.
Two tiny
That puts
people
me
up
at
front.
4th.
Okay, so we said Matt's in the rear, Steven's in front of him. Who's in front of Steven? Zebram?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Great. So you guys kind of round this edge, and you begin to move forward a little bit. I think you take a little bit of time, probably about 20 minutes or so, until you kind of get to the little dip in the path. As you get closer, you kind of see just a gentle kind of mist setting over what appears to be almost some kind of bog or something. It's like all the condensation that has dripped from the ceiling has coalesced at the lowest point in the cavern, and at least as far as this is concerned, this kind of seems to be where all the spillway has come off from the rocks and the water and the nature, and it's just kind of this grimy, a little bit slick path, and there's at least a little bit of water that has kind of pulled together at the very bottom of this little dip. So it seems as if this strip of water, it's almost like a rectangular space that just kind of goes across about 50 feet across, about 200 feet all the way from where you are to the other side. So it looks like that's kind of what's standing between you and the next ridge.
Might be a little nervous to touch this. I don't know. What do you all think?
I'm sorry. What was the object in front of us?
Some
a
kind of
bog.
like boggy marsh, a spillway where all the scattered liquids have assembled at one of the lower parts of the cavern.
This isn't what the Squid Boy was talking about, correct? Would this
You're
look
not
like
in
the
the city yet?
baptism?
Almost
Oh, we're not in the.
guaranteed
Okay,
not.
we're
Yeah,
not
you're not in the city yet, so you would probably assume not. You're welcome to collect it if you want.
Can I take like a coin or something out of my pocket?
Yeah.
And like flick it into the bog, see if it like does anything, like burn it or whatever.
Yeah, why don't you go and do me a stealth check with advantage as you kind of flick this thing. I'm assuming, unless you're just chucking it, I'm assuming you want to
No, I
keep your
wouldn't
stealth
want to.
going.
Yeah, no, it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're able to kind of take this little piece of something and flick it into the liquid. It smacks the liquid and just kind of like slowly descends into the liquid and disappearing. It's not really a good indicator of if it's deep or not, but it does disappear into the liquid.
Okay. How far does the bog look, or is it covered by fog? We can't see the end.
Yeah, I mean, so now that you're here, you're kind of at eye line with the fog. It looks as if this bog is about 200 feet straight across until it dips and then goes back up. It doesn't really look like there's any kind of like great drainage here necessarily, or if there is, it's kind of mucked up and is kind of just a slow drain. So yeah, about 50 foot wide and then 200 feet straight across.
So nothing happened when you threw the coin in, right?
No, not that we can tell, but that doesn't mean there's not creatures inside of it.
Right. Can I poke my finger into the fog?
Yeah, I mean, the fog is nowhere near as thick as the previous one that was like poisonous. It's just kind of like, whenever you go early morning to a lake and there's a gentle like mist rolling over the water itself, that's kind of what it was. From a distance, it was thick enough to kind of cover the fact that there is liquid here, but now that you're on eye line, it's almost like this, kind of beautiful mist just tracking over the water itself. It's a little chilly down here. Again, presumably you are lower in the mall than you have been. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick my finger in because I have resistance to poison and advantage on saves against poison. So if this is poison, someone said poison, I'm just gonna test it.
While he
Okay.
does that, are there any signs across the way or nearby that a warden has been through here?
you're welcome to make a survival check. And Augustine, because you're asking, I'll have you make it. So Zaki, you're just checking, you're just kind of wafting your hand through the mist, or you're touching
Yeah.
the water as well?
12.
Oh, both. Might
Okay.
as well.
As you walk through the mist, it's just mist. Like your hands go through it, you feel the gentle condensation against your fingers. Maybe you lick it a little bit, but it just kind of feels like mucky condensation.
Well, it's not our fault you've ruined mist for us forever, so.
And then you kind of dip down to the water. I think very gently. You're able to just kind of like tip your finger in there. As your finger touches the surface, there's a gentle ripple that goes across, and it's very cold. It's like if you've ever stood in like a stream coming directly from the mountain. It's just like this pure icy liquid. It doesn't seem like it's unbearable. It's just very cold. You're welcome to test deeper if you want to kind of see like how deep the water is, but first touch is it's cold. It doesn't seem to have at least any initial like toxicity or poison or anything like that.
I lick my finger really quick, just to see what it tastes like.
Okay, do me a con save.
Oh, jeez, alright. Is this poison? No.
No.
Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, lordy. 14.
This is gross water.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's poisonous. I just wanted to
Yes.
see. I just wanted to
Okay, so
test your con save.
this
Yeah,
is
it's
not
like
not
this
the
is
special water we're looking
this
for.
is gunk. Like this is gunky. I wouldn't recommend
yeah.
drinking this. It might feel like spring water, but it's more like water that's been sitting at the bottom of a bog.
Yeah, he'll just kind of spit it out. And I mean, now that I know the water is safe, the fog is see-through-ish, I'll wade out slightly deeper until it's up to my stocky knees and just kind of stand there and look back at everybody else like, all right, I think it's fine.
Okay, yeah, so Zarzaki, you were able to like test the water. You're one of the shorter members of the team. I think the sense that you get is it kind of levels off where everyone that walks through this is probably going to be about half speed. Like it's a decent like pool of water. Like it's not anything that's at least this far in. It doesn't seem to go super low or anything like that, but it is enough to like, you know, you can't just run through it or skip around it. It's like this is the path through and you're going to have to, you know, push yourself through the water. And it's very chilly. I think it gets in your boots. You probably have some sealed elements around your mechanics and your arcane tools and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just cold, frigid water. Mechanically, it's not like you're imposing any kind of cold damage or anything. It's just very chilly. And yeah, you kind of wade out into the water and nothing seems to happen.
I'll follow Zar.
Can I actually go in front and I'll test the ground in front of me with the haft of my glaive?
Yeah.
Just to make sure there's no sudden holes or anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you're able to go out like 10, 15, 20 feet and just kind of test. You confirm what Zar found, where it seems to be kind of like it's just like difficult terrain essentially as you drift through the water. Doesn't seem to be anything necessarily tricky in the ground. I mean, there's pock marks and there's bumps and there's rocks, but it's like you're walking on like maybe a man-made creek or something like that has a bunch of rifts in the ground, but it doesn't have, you know, it's not like there's a big drop off or anything that you could find initially. So
right.
Is everyone
I'll
going?
just keep doing that as we cross.
Is everyone going to continue together? You guys sticking together? You letting the two of them stick it out in the front?
I'll go with them as well.
Yeah, I think
Probably
I will
will.
follow. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to take the same marching order? Do you want to walk next to each other? How do you guys want to kind of enter the water?
I want to be
And are
next
you
to
doing
Rhoda.
stealthy? I don't know. I know once you get into water, it's not the, you know, you're already going half speed, so there's already an element of you guys kind of taking it slow. But you can kind of do a hurried speed through the water, or you can just kind of like take your time.
Lord knows I'm not going to be able to be stealthy in the water. I'll
I think
try
we
if
should
y'all
hurry
want,
through this
but
one.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen for me.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in trying to be stealthy right now.
Okay. So are you guys taking a marching order? Are you staying in one straight line? Are you huddled together? What's your kind of...
I'll take back again.
I think we should be huddled together.
Yeah, as long as I'm able to be in front and test
Yeah,
the
you can
ground
be in front,
as
that's
we're
fine.
going, that's totally fine with me.
Okay, so then I'll say just thinking how you guys probably are thinking. I'd imagine Zebram's in the middle, and then you guys are kind of just like almost like a star around him in a way. So you got
Sure.
kind of like Zebram in the middle, everyone's staying within his realm. You got the front, you got the left, the right, the back. So it's kind of like the five of you traveling slowly together through the muck, testing the ground with your weapons, moving forward and moving ahead. So you guys are able to move, another 30 feet, 50 feet. You start to approach kind of the center point. Arya, it dips a little bit, but again, no more so than making it difficult terrain. I think mechanically, just to keep things simplified, you guys are just all across the board, even though we have different heights. You're moving at half speed at the moment. So you guys move forward. Do you just want to continue to move forward, Arya? Do you want to do checks once you kind of start to get to the center of the liquid or the water, or you just going to continue to move forward?
Can I keep my eye out for movement in the water in case there's enemies?
Yeah, you're welcome to do a perception check if you'd like. Arya, is there anything else that you'd like to do being at the front?
Unless I can think of something to do with athletics, probably not.
Okay. Would you like to do a perception check as well, being in the front?
Sure, I'll join in that.
Okay. So then Tebrim and Arya specifically are kind of looking ahead. I think everyone's probably looking around, but you two specifically go and give me your perception checks.
31.
Did you say 31?
Oh my
No,
god.
dirty one.
Oh, a dirty one.
dirty
31.
one.
Yeah, dirty.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 31? Where have you been on perception checks this game? Okay.
I got a 15.
15. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys are moving forward. You're pushing your way through the water. And then I think, Arya, for a brief moment, you see just in the distance, like this little something just resting, like just below kind of the surface tension of the water. Looks as if it might be two eyes or something. It's definitely
It's a
something
gator.
out of the normal. It's not a rock,
It's a gator.
I didn't know we were in Florida.
but I think
Swamp
Should have
you.
guessed by the smell.
I think you being in the front see whatever this gator creature is. I think you both make eye contact. And it just kind of like sits there just below the surface where it's like only its eyes and maybe the kind of the top part of its head is sticking out of the water. It is not moving. It is not blinking. It is just looking at you.
And this is like straight ahead of us.
Yeah.
Would we be able to curve around the side of it, give it a bit of a wide berth? Is there enough room for that?
Yeah, you're welcome to certainly try that. So go
Okay.
ahead and so are you moving left? Are you moving right? Are you telling your friends about this, or are you just kind of?
I'm absolutely at least signaling towards it.
Okay.
Try not to make sudden movements, but
Where? I can't see it.
Arya
just
keeps
stick with
walking
the
in front
path.
of your way, Tebrim. Like right exactly. You're trying to look at it. She's walking in front of you. Okay, so you guys are aware of this creature in the water. You're trying to move to the left or to the right, Arya?
Left, I guess.
Okay. I think as you move to the left, you're probably able to get another 25 feet, and then this thing, it kind of like starts to like get out of the water, and you can kind of see like the very large form of this thing as it has these massive kind of like blue-like shoulders. It's got a mouth that is a little bit reminiscent of a crocodile, and then you just see this hulking form of almost like this. It's almost like a frog meets a crocodile meets a humanoid, as this like thick shouldered like being just gets out of the water as you are trying to kind of like move around it. It doesn't make a move towards you yet, but it is clearly it knows you have seen it. So it is then going to reveal itself even further to kind of like see how you react to the form of this being. Once it gets out of the water, you see its skin is blue. It seems to be some kind of like amphibious type thing. Bumps all along the ridges of its arms. Its arms are currently like long and kind of dangling in the water at the moment. It's got kind of a hunch on its back, and again, just very muscular form as it is looking on your direction.
Augustine flexes. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna sort of softly call out to it and say, can you speak? Do I get any kind of response? Any reaction?
I think you just hear this distant.
Cool.
It is staring. Now that it is above like water, it kind of has these like mucousy eyelids that kind of like blink one at a time. It still is unmoving, but it's very imposing.
What's the total height of this thing?
This would be
Roughly.
considered large.
Cool.
So I think that probably, I don't know the exact heights, but probably sitting into like the 12, 13, maybe 15 if it stood not hunched. So it's pretty big, beefy guy. Beefy boy.
Beefy boy.
Could I prepare an attack if he makes a threatening, like movement towards us?
Yeah, so you're going to look at him specifically, readying an attack for him.
Yep.
Okay. That is what you see
that's
as you
terrifying.
move forward. Are you stopping when it reveals its full height, or are you going to continue to inch forward?
Augustine likes killing
Inch forward.
giants.
Yeah, inch forward. I also want to be looking around. Like,
Yeah.
just because we see this one, that doesn't mean it's the only one. I want to be looking around for others.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, anyone that would like to, you're welcome to do one more perception check. Are you moving and looking, or are you pausing, looking, and then moving just to kind of keep that eye contact going?
I guess moving and looking, unless
Okay.
anyone objects to that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you're welcome
moving
to do a
and looking.
perception check. Augustine, you're welcome to do a perception check.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
19.
Let's
there
go.
are 2 charges of the thing.
So, you said it was an investigation? Is that what it? Yeah, so.
Perception.
Oh,
Or
perception.
investigation. Yeah, either way.
Yeah, natural 20 with a +1, so 21.
Okay, so as you
Very perceptive.
as you are like looking around, you suddenly see this flicker of black kind of appear kind of in front of your eyes. You see Mirovac, or the form of your brother, kind of hop in front of your eyes and out into the water. Now that the city is not present, he seems to be more willing to come out and play. But as you see it, Tebrim, you see Mirovac moving, and he would naturally push the opposite side against Augustine for this. Would you like it to instead be a luck roll, so a re-roll, or would you like it to turn into a nat 1?
Reroll.
Okay. Augustine, I'm going to need you to re-roll as Mirovac tries to kind of blind your eyes.
Oh, what a turd.
Instead, Tebrim kind of forces him out of the way, and you get...
I get to re-roll, though.
You get 1 re-roll.
Three.
Well,
Okay.
I had a
Wow.
19, so we're still maybe okay.
Okay.
You had a 19. Okay, yeah. So you guys
Can
kind
I
of like...
shoo the thing that's next to me? Or what's the thing's name?
Yeah, I mean,
Mirovac.
so you can
Yeah, I
shoo
wanna
your brother as
frickin'
he's moving
shoo him.
in front of you.
Right in the face.
Okay, yeah, he goes, hey, look at me,
You're dead.
Okay, you can go anytime you want. You and me. So you guys are moving forward, and Zarzaki, being in the back of the pack, you suddenly hear something coming out of the water behind you
Ugh.
that goes to slash at you with its stealth check of 21. I'm going to
What?
need everyone to roll initiative, and I'm going to get 1 surprise round on Zarzaki.
What?
You see one more of these things that has been hiding and traveling
Wow.
in the water behind you. Suddenly, massive, hulking form just rises up out of the water, takes one giant bite with its massive mouth. As it opens its mouth, it seems to be like this gaping, again, crocodilian-like look on its face as it comes down. That's only going to be a 16 to hit. Zarzaki?
I will cast. Oh wait, surprise round. Can I not? I can't take reactions on surprise round. Can I? No, I can't.
I don't
Fuck,
believe you
that'll hit.
can because you're surprised.
That'll hit.
Okay.
That'll hit.
Okay, so that's gonna be.
Listen, since I rolled a natural 20 on my initiative, can I stop this from happening? Because I'm wasting all my natural 20s right now.
I appreciate the hustle. I don't think that will allow you to act in a surprise round.
Okay.
You know what? It's a natural 20. We'll honor natural 20's house. I will let you take a reaction to attack this thing once it concludes its attacks. How about that?
Okay, cool.
So at your normal spot in initiative, I will let you use a reaction, not a full turn. Does that sound fair?
That's cool.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Thanks
This
for
could be
wheeling
our
and
last-
dealing.
This could be our last game, so we'll see.
I like wheeling
okay.
and dealing.
So this thing is going to bite into your shoulder as you take 11 piercing damage, and then it pulls
Ow.
these 2 massive hands out of the water as it slinks it down on you.
Ooh.
Its actual hands as well. It's got like 3 appendages, but coming out of each of its knuckles are Wolverine-like hooked claws made of bone that it pierces into your body. The first one is going to be that's going to be a 27, and the second one is going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh yes.
Okay, sounds good. So that's going to be 11 slash, and then another 13 slash.
All
And
right.
then-
So you get another 22 or
Correct.
24.
Yes. 24. So 13, 11. Yeah,
Alright.
24. And then I'm going to need 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
oh boy. Oh, shout out to the 2 crew. So I failed at least one of those. An 18 and a 9.
18 and a 9. Yeah, so you you are able to resist kind of the first piercing, but then the other one is kind of this sucker punch up in your side, and as you are impacted by this claw bone thing, you feel as if it sends something into your body as it impacts you. You are now diseased with something. You can no longer regain hit points
No.
while you're diseased.
Oh no.
So,
Would have a +5 to the saving throw done anything with the aura?
what's the roll?
It would have been a 9, so then that would have gone up to a 14.
Oh, just barely misses. I'm so sorry. You feel it impact you, and you are infected by this disease. So,
Ooh, I
top of
should've
the
played the
initiative
cleric.
order. I know we have Augustine set a nat 20, so you're right at the top.
24, 21.
Augustine, I'm so sorry. Miravac, still hanging on your shoulders, tries to pull your arm as you try to do this reaction against this creature. Tebrim, would you rather he be a nat 1 or another lucky reroll as he uses his second ability to influence the world?
Another reroll.
Okay, Augustine, please reroll your nat 20. I'm so sorry to take that, what I promised, away from you, but I gotta play too, so.
19.
19. So that's
Nice.
natural 19 after initiative?
That was an. We don't have any initiative bonus, do we? Or do we?
+4.
It is your dexterity and whatever Tebrim gives you.
Okay, so 23.
23.
Oh, you said
Wow.
+4?
I got a
What?
25.
25.
I got a
Oh my
28.
God.
What?
Just keep them coming. Dear Lord. So
Let's
you said-
go.
You said
Avenge
25
Czar.
for Steven,
Yep.
and then you said 28 for Miranda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you guys. These are crazy. Tebrim, what'd you get?
19.
19.
Ooh.
What in the
Nice.
world?
Let's go.
I'm sorry to say my guys rolled high, but you guys rolled hella high.
Dude,
Matt, what'd you get?
Vigil is on it right
What do we
now.
get to the plus on it?
+4.
+5? +4. Okay, it's 15.
15.
Slow, help,
Honestly,
guys.
great, but still bottom of the initiative, I'm sorry to say. So, we, this one singular creature gets the surprise round on you. The other one you guys had clearly seen, but it does start to run towards you at this uncanny, like, this is a massive creature. Almost like the Hulk that is trying to, like, run towards you viciously. Its arms kind of, like, railing at its side, ready for attacks. Rhoda, though, you are at the very top with Major Arya on
Get 'em.
deck. Remember, we are at half speed. The creature, so you guys have one immediately behind you. So one within attack range of your little dwarf friend. And then the one that's in front of you, I would say probably at this point is about 40 feet from you.
Okay. The one closest to me, I'm going to make 2 attacks, and then on one of the attacks,
What is your speed?
35, so halved it would be 17. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought you said he was right next to us. I'm sorry.
You're going to go back to the one by Zar, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're able to make that with your speed, no problem. So you're going to go
Okay.
back, and then you're going to attack the creature. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What did you say the hits were?
So I didn't roll them yet, but the second one I want to use my stunning strike on it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, go for it.
I
Hopefully
do just
that
want
does
to call out,
something.
you can decide after the hit, after you know if you hit, whether you're going to use Stunning Strike.
Okay. The first one was a nat 20.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course that hits.
Okay. And the second one was a 17.
Let's go.
17 hits as well. This is a big hulking brute of a creature.
Punch it.
Yeah.
Punch it in the nuts. Do they have nuts?
All
what
right,
what does
so-
their genitalia region look like?
The crit hit is 20 points.
Crit is 20 points. Okay.
And then the second hit is 13 points of damage.
Dang. Good job.
Hey, let's
And-
go.
Then I'm going to spend the key point, and I'll need a con saving throw for the stunning strike.
Okay. Con save is going to be a dirty 20.
Okay. You
Okay.
pass that.
Let's go.
So I think
Bummer.
you try to focus like where the stress points are in this creature's body. You give a devastating hit right to like the undergut, right in the middle of its rib cage, and you hear it go. And then you take another hit that you try to be precise and find one of those points in its arm, but you impact and you hurt, but you aren't able to summon your key. I will need you to make that charisma save though. DC is lower because of your proximity to the city.
That is a 4.
Oh, 4. So you are going to need to make a luck check between you and Zarzaki. Roll high to target the slot.
Okay.
Roll high to oh no.
Just a
A
flat
9.
d20. A 9. So
Oh.
you turn and
I'm
the
sorry,
heat that you
Zar.
felt before pulses. It just doesn't like this, and it has been warning you and warning you, and it suddenly
Rhoda, thank you
pushes.
for coming to my help.
So you do 1, 2, and then you see, and as Zarzaki says something and draws your attention, your left hook goes down to impact him. Go ahead and roll to hit Zarzaki, please.
Okay.
Low roll.
That is a low roll. That's a 12 to hit.
Yeah, that'll miss.
So Zarzaki, I think you're able to just barely get out of the way. You've seen this happen before, never directed at you, and you're able to slosh just out of the way just in time as this fist impacts the water. Anything else you'd like to do, Rhoda?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right, Arya with Augustine on deck.
Is the slot that's behind me within?
Hey, I never said slot.
You did say slot.
You did.
A minute ago.
You did.
You did
You
say
did.
slot.
Slipped
There
it.
you go.
Just kidding.
You slipped it.
Okay.
I hate these guys.
Yeah, what you got?
Is that within 10 feet of me? I was at the front of the pack. I doubt it is.
You want the one that's running toward you, the one that's attacking Zarzaki?
The one that's attacking Zarzaki. I think the other was like 40 feet away, you said.
Yeah, so I mean, you're able to easily, I would say you have to move 5 feet or 10 feet of difficult terrain
Right.
in order to get within 10 feet of it, but yeah, you can easily do that.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that and then take some attacks against it.
Okay. Go for it.
That was a 13 and a 14.
For AC, you're saying? To hit?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, both miss. Having taken the impacts of the punches that it just received, it sees you coming, and this is a little larger, and it is able to definitely use kind of these shards on its arm in order to deflect the blows that are coming against it. And it glances off. It's a good shot, but it just deftly pulls you around and neither hit.
Okay. I am going to make one more bonus action attack with the haft of my glaive. That's going to miss too. And then I'm going to actually turn and run towards the other one, possibly trying an attack of opportunity, maybe?
Okay, so you were within 10 feet of it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to run away successfully.
Okay.
It doesn't quite have the reach to get you from 10 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm going to go...
You had already
so I
used
would
10
have-
feet of movement speed, so
Right,
you would
so I have 30 left. So I'll go 15 feet towards the other creature.
Perfect. Okay, so then you're about 35 from it. Okay, cool. Augustine, your turn, Buckaroo.
I'm gonna run up to the one that is currently chomping on Czar,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hit it with my sword.
Yeah, go for it.
Beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 21 hit.
It's a 21 hit. It does indeed, yes.
Okay. Come on, computer, don't fail me now. That is 14 points of damage.
14 points. Beautiful.
I'm gonna take another swipe at it.
Okay.
All right, if that hits, then this one will hit at a 22.
Yes.
Ooh, low roll 8 for that.
8. All right.
I would like to action surge,
Beautiful. Go for
and I'm
it.
going to take another swipe at this thing.
Okay.
20.
20 hits. Is it a natural 20?
No, dirty.
Okay. Dirty 20. 20 hits.
$13.
13 damage. Very nice. Anything else?
Let me see here. You're going to get an additional action. With that additional action, do I get to use my second action again?
Action
Because I can attack
surge.
twice.
Yeah, you get to
Yes.
you take an action surge,
Okay.
you take an entire attack action again.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so one more then.
Okay.
How's it looking?
That's hurt.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 21.
Mm-hmm. Hits.
13.
13. Very nice. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, at that, I'm gonna just stay there.
Okay. All right, so then this thing that you've been attacking, I think it's surprised at how resilient the beings around it are. So what it's going to do first, it is going to try and attack Zarzaki again. That's going to be a natural 20, I'm sorry to say.
Oh my gosh. No.
So that's
Coming
gonna
out
be,
to a what?
That's going to be 9, 10, 15 piercing damage as it bites down on you.
I'm within 5 feet of Zarzaki because we were in a star, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I use my reaction to try to reduce some of that damage?
Yes. Well, actually, do me a favor. Go ahead and roll me a luck check because we had said everyone was within your 10 feet sphere. We didn't explicitly say 5 feet because of your distance. So roll me a luck check.
Got it.
High roll says you were 5 feet of Zarzaki.
19.
Okay, then yeah, you're able to use your reaction to deflect this.
Cool.
So 15 piercing damage, but you pull up some kind of shield, I'd imagine.
Yes, that is reducing it by 10.
Oh, wow. So only 5
nice.
piercing damage as you, it gets some of its teeth into your shoulder, but the shield itself smacks it on the nose as it kind of squints its eyes and decides to take another attack at you, Zarzaki. That is going to be a dirty 20.
This
Yikes.
time I will shield, and this time I will block it.
Amazing. So it sends this massive hulking hand into you, but bounces off, confused. It's going to turn and try to do a dirty left hook against Rhoda. That's going to be a 23.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, then I'm going to need a con save, please. And that's going to be 9 slashing damage as it bounces against you.
That is a 6.
Oh no.
My
6.
God.
Okay, so you feel as well that in your shoulder as one of its claws pierces into you, something enters your system. You immediately feel sick to your stomach, and you can no longer regain health until you remove this disease. It slashes back, and then that is, did I say 9 slashing damage already?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That is 9 slashing damage against you as you are impacted by its claw. And then as it kind of growls down, pulling its claw from you, you see some of its skin begins to re-stitch itself as it pulls back.
No.
And
Oh,
it is
no.
going to run south. That will be attack of opportunities from all 4 of you if you want to take it.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes and yes.
Me too? Oh boy.
If you want.
I have a...
Actually,
you
Tebrim already...
shielded.
Yeah, Tebrim...
Oh, I already used my...
Yeah.
Matt shielded and Tebrim uses reaction with the shield.
23
So
to
that
hit.
would be, that hits. And then
28
Rhoda.
to hit.
That hits. Let's go.
And damage is not great. 9.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. 7.
Gotcha. So you take some pretty solid glancing blows, and it runs its entire... It does not seem as if the water is stopping it at all. It runs 30 feet to the south, and then it tries to kind of find a little bit of safety in the water. It's not really able to mechanically get lower, but it does pull 30 feet south from you guys at the moment. So that's its turn. We are now on Tebrim.
How far is the one to the north?
From you, it's going to be about 40 feet.
Can I move up 10 feet? So I think that'd be 20 feet of movement.
Yes. So you can move
And
up
then,
10 feet.
I would say to it, how does a frog feel when he has a broken leg? Unhappy. And try to cast Tasha's hideous laughter on it.
You're making puns in the middle of combat.
Yes, Aaron, let's go.
Okay, what do you need from me?
Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. They're not the wisest. That's going to be a 15.
Fails. So, he's incapacitated, just laughing on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. Incapacitated then. Okay.
At the end of each of its turns, it can make another save, or if it takes damage.
Very cool. Nice. I love to see a
It's
campaign.
on the
I will
ground though,
call
right?
out incapacitated only. Oh, is it on the ground?
An incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. So it is
Is it
kind of
prone
like
as well?
it is kind
Does
of
it
like
fall
It is
prone?
prone.
it is.
It is.
It does say in the spell description it
It
falls
says in the spell
prone.
description. Okay, sounds good. You see this
Yes.
creature fall into the water and just, and it is rolling kind of on the ground currently. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do?
I would probably say let's all group around it and take an attack at once to get the
Beat the shit out of it.
Just it's an office space.
advantage.
Just beating the copier.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else you'd like to do?
I just moved closer to it.
Okay, so you're going to try to use the rest of your movement speed?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. That's going to put you... So I said you were 40. You said you moved 10. So that's 30. And then you move another what? Another 10?
5.
5, another 5. Okay, so kind of... If you don't mind, just help me remember. You are then... 25 from the creature. Yeah, you're 25 from the creature that is currently on the ground. Cool. That is that creature's turn. Believe it or not, I don't have anything that I can do with a bonus action. Each of the turns makes another target has advantage. Okay. Yeah, this thing is just rolling around in the water, which is this very eerie. But you kind of hear this weird croaking noise coming from it as it is rolling around. Did I take any damage for that?
No.
Okay. Then it's going to try to make another wisdom save. What's my DC? Oh, never mind. It's a 2. So that's going to be a 0 for the wisdom save as it continues to think back on how hilarious this joke was from a
Or
language
does it
that is
have
unfamiliar
intelligence
to it.
of 4 or lower?
Does it
I
have an
guess
intelligence of 4 or lower?
It says it's
no.
unaffected. Okay.
No. It's not like super speaky intelligent, but it's enough that it impacts
Got
him.
it.
So, okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think it was its turn.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Duh. Yeah. So you effectively stopped him from doing anything that turn, which is not bad. So Zarzaki, your turn with Miranda on deck.
Okay.
Juke it.
Zar is her holding his gut, and I think he's gonna look at over at Rhoda, who came over there to help him out. She's on deck, right?
Rhoda's on deck. Yeah.
Okay, and he goes, "Oh, Rhoda, kick ass for me." He's gonna reach out and he takes a small device and he winds it up and a bunch of needles come out of it and he stabs it into Rhoda and gives her a huge burst of adrenaline. He's gonna cast haste.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Rhoda. Now I just have to not lose concentration. So I'll cast haste on her. And I think then I'll go ahead. Oh, I can't heal anymore, can I? How long is that lasting?
As long as you're diseased, as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right, that's not great. All right, so I'll cast haste, and then I think that'll be it.
Is that
Okay.
separate from temp hit points? Can you benefit from that with this?
I can still get
disease?
10 hit points.
I believe so. I don't see anything that says otherwise.
Yeah.
To my
But I
knowledge,
don't
it's
have my
temp.
I don't have my thing out. My
Yeah.
10 hit points cannon
For sure.
out yet. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
next turn.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. That was my turn.
Okay.
Haste, and I'm gonna stand here because if I run away, I feel like I'm gonna drop haste immediately, which is terrifying.
Okay. Sounds good. I know Miranda needed to take a quick
I
break.
can run it for her. Hold on.
Okay.
Unless you want to go back. Do you want to come back to her in order, or do you want me to jump over to her screen?
Why don't we? So we have Arya and Augustine before this one's turn. So why don't we do that? And maybe that'll buy Miranda enough time. How about that?
Okay.
So Arya, your turn with Augustine on deck, and then we'll just say Rhoda's after that.
Cool. I don't
Matt,
think there's
with that in mind, did you want to haste someone else? I would allow you to haste someone else, knowing the initiative is kind of fluctuating a little bit at the moment.
Okay, so who is also high in initiative?
So
Is
right now, Arya
Who's before
and-
the monsters besides Rhoda?
I would say just for keeping things going today, Arya, who's further toward the northernmost slot, is next. Augustine is after that. Augustine would be next to you and Rhoda.
Okay,
So-
well then Augustine's right there. Sure, I'll do Augustine.
Okay.
I am not going to run over to you, Arya. Sorry, I would die on the way, I think.
Okay, so then Augustine, you are granted this boon of like power injected with something, and Arya's first, but Augustine will be on deck.
Hey, I don't think there's a whole lot I can do with my movement because I believe I am 35 feet away from it.
Correct, yes.
Which puts me. Actually, hold on.
Ooh.
I don't know if you want to attack the one on the ground until we're all around it, but
How? Where is the southern one? In
The
relation
southern
to us?
one, it ran a
30.
whole 30 feet lower
Yikes.
than Augustine and
And I'm 10 feet up from that.
Yeah, so you
okay.
would be better running toward the northernmost one.
Okay, I won't use any resources then to get an attack in. I'm just gonna dash and get. Actually, no, I'm not gonna dash. Yeah, I'm just. I think I'm basically just not gonna use my turn. I'm gonna move 20 feet towards it, so I'm 15 feet away from it, and I think that's all I have at the moment.
Okay, so you're just dashing or you're just moving?
No, I'm not even gonna dash. I'm just gonna move, so I'm 15 feet away from it.
Okay, would you like to hold a reaction in case it breaks out?
So
you don't waste your action?
need to. Well, if I hold an attack. Actually, no. I want to be able to make an attack of opportunity, which is
Okay.
separate from a held attack.
Sounds good.
I am, however, going to use my bonus action to rage.
Cool. Love it. Okay. What does this rage look like, considering the last fight?
Yeah, this is definitely more calm. Over the years, I've learned to sort of focus it when I'm in control of it. So it's just like eyes go bloodshot, and I'm breathing heavily and just laser focused on this creature in front of me.
Cool. I love it. I love it. Okay. Then that is Augustine.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm like empowered. I'm like jacked up on Mountain Dew right now, and I'm gonna rush over to the one that ran away.
You were 30 feet away. Does
I
haste
have
give extra
enough-
movement, Matt?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, haste. Okay, I guess I should probably told you this when I cast it, but just in case. 'Cause you don't know. So haste gives you, +2 bonus AC, advantage on dex saving throws, additional attack action on each of its turns. Actually, it doesn't say anything about extra speed. Oh, it's target
It
speed is
doubles
double.
it.
Yeah,
Never
target
mind,
speed
yeah.
is double. Yep.
I just can't read, so.
That's okay.
Yeah, so
it's
you're
right
able to
at
run
the
down to it.
I
Yep,
do
so-
believe the extra action from haste can only be used to make one attack, though.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a single attack.
Yep. All right, so I go over to it. I'm like, just my teeth are chattering from the adrenaline. On Roid Rage, I'm gonna take a swipe at it.
Okay.
That is a 27 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
That's a whopping 10 for damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my next attack.
If
And
you want to go
that's-
and roll your 2 attacks as well.
Yeah, 'cause
and then we
that's
can
just-
calculate damage after.
All right, so the next one hit. That's 13 for
13 to hit?
damage.
Oh, 13 damage. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yep. And then I just rolled a nat 20 for the extra attack.
Ooh-wee. Beautiful. Love it.
And then remind me how that works. Is that what is the
Roll your
Double
damage
the dice.
twice.
double the dice? Decent.
Roll. I'll have you roll your damage dice twice.
Oh, that's how. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Damage dice twice. Here we go. The first one. Computer is slow. Is 11, and then the second roll. 10. Oof.
Cool. Is
That
that
one
with
will
all
only
your
be 5.
Oh,
You don't
5. With I
add
don't get the
+5 at the
okay.
end.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. This thing is looking very hurt, but it's still standing. It is a beefy guy. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yell at it in rage.
You yell at it, it yells back, and it is going to take a bite attack at you, as it does. So that is
Okay.
going to be a 26.
That does hit.
Okay. That's going to be 13 piercing damage as it bites into your side. It is going to then take an attack with its claw, and that is going to be a 23 to hit,
That hits.
and that is going to be a 9 slashing damage, and I need a con save, please.
$18.
18, that saves. You feel this thing pierce inside of you, but it does not send whatever the others were feeling. It is going to take one more attack at you because I think it really wants this to happen. That's going to be 18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So you anticipate its movement, and it misses you. It is going to try and run to the west to try and get away from you. That is 30 movement. That is going to give you an attack of opportunity as
Yes.
it runs if you'd like to take it.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 27 to hit.
27 absolutely hits.
9.
9. Amazing. It takes this glancing blow. It is hurt. It cries out as you take this attack against it, but it does run its full 30 movement speed the other direction.
Okay.
That is then Tebrim. If we get to the bottom of the initiative and Miranda's not back, Trevor, I'll go ahead and have you do her turn. Tebrim, and then Zorzaki will be coming down the line after him.
I would stow my spear and then hold out my hand, and there's some purple magic that starts to come out and cast Eldritch Blast on the one running away.
Amazing. Yeah,
Love it.
roll your hits.
Nuke it.
12 to hit.
Does not
For the
hit.
first one. And
Hits the water
21
right
for the
near it
second
as it
one.
runs. The other one does anticipate its path and hits.
6 damage.
6 damage. Amazing. Strong hit right in its shoulder. Anything else
and
you'd like
with
to do?
Movement, go walk towards the one that's prone.
Okay. So you have, 30 movement speed total?
Yes.
So then that would be 15 feet. So I believe that puts you at just 10 feet from it?
You don't want to be in front of me because I can stop it from being able to reach us.
Okay.
So if you get 15 feet away from it, then
Yep. Then that's good.
Okay. So you're 15 feet away from it. You do take the aura with you as you go. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Okay, this slot then that's on the ground, it is rolling, it is laughing, and it can do nothing. So it is going to go ahead and do another save at the end of its turn. What did you say the DC was?
18.
18. Let's see. Okay, it does save. As it kind of like dusts itself off from the water and stands, it can do nothing at the end of its turn, but it is up from your ability against it. Zarzaki with Rhoda on deck.
Would it still be prone for its next turn?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, cool.
I can't believe I'm still alive. Genuinely. Okay. I'll go ahead then. I'll go ahead. Okay, so for my action, go ahead and I'll pull out my little Eldritch cannon, and it will start spinning really quickly atop my head and firing needles of healing at everyone that is within distance of us. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do Protector Cannon. How many of y'all are within 10 feet of me?
That would only be Rhoda at this point, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say. You could save it if you want, knowing Rhoda's only
No.
next to you.
Get back here, guys. All right. Go ahead and give myself then 9 temp HP and Rhoda when she comes back.
Okay.
And that was my action and bonus action for
Copy.
that one.
Anything else you'd like to do, or are you staying put?
Is there a monster or creature still there? That's laughing, right? I'm staying put.
There's one to the north of you 40 feet, one to the west of you 30 feet.
I'm staying put then.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I should have. Yeah.
Trevor, why don't you go ahead and take 2 turns from Rhoda for me, please?
Okay.
I don't want her to miss out just because she had to take care of something, so. And then on deck is going to be Arya and Augustine after that.
Okay, she's gonna move to the one that's on the ground.
Okay, to the north. What's her movement speed?
35, so she'll get half of that. Right?
Yeah, she'd get half of that.
How
Would you
far
like
is it away?
to? You
said
could
30?
you could dash. You could also bonus action spend a key to dash. That would trigger her little thing.
No, I just like to just dash up to it.
Okay, just an action dash.
Just an action dash, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to stay within the 15 feet range that Tebrim and Arya are currently at, waiting for this thing?
Yep.
Okay. I think she does see we're kind of in a wonky time order just because of swapping initiative. So you could get right up to it if you want, or are you waiting at the line? The 15
Yeah,
feet away?
just go for it because
You would have advantage on attacks now.
Yeah.
I wanna go right for it and attack
Okay.
it.
So she runs definitely across the water. She kind of pushes herself through despite her height. And then now we are at the second turn, and you have all attacks with advantage if you'd like to do so.
Okay. Yep. I don't understand what her thing is, but I'm gonna do it. Let me see. I'm sorry. We gotta get to her page. Okay.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay. 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So I'm doing a punch. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it's prone. That's the advantage.
That's
What is
advantage,
this?
yep.
That's a 7 for the damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, can I change that to the flurry of blows?
So that would
That's
be a
with a
bonus,
bonus
action?
action.
Yeah, so I believe, does she
Oh.
get 2 attack actions, perhaps?
Yes, two
So
attacks.
she should have, yeah, go ahead
plus
and do
a
those 2
bonus
attacks.
action attack, or 2 bonus action attacks if you spend a key point.
Yep.
Does a 19 hit?
Absolutely does.
Okay. A 10?
10.
10 damage?
Nice.
Yep.
And then you then would roll 2 unarmed attacks as a flurry of blows.
2 unarmed, you said?
2 unarmed attacks.
Wait, that one's at 18. Does that
That
hit?
hits. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, the next one doesn't hit at all. But
Okay.
that damage was 11.
11. And then go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw for her, please.
13.
What was that?
13.
13. Okay, cool. Yeah, you see this pulse of black roils out as she calls upon this power to continue to attack, but she's able to resist it as she pushes it down and prepares for a counterattack from this being. Cool. That's her turn. That's her 2 turns. So then, Arya, your turn. This being is still on the ground, but it is moving, getting ready to move up.
Okay. I would like to run up towards it, still raging, and I'm going to, I guess, I'll stand. So I'm gonna move my I'm gonna move 5 feet forward, so I'm within 10 feet of it. Make an attack, which I am going to. Well, I guess this is if it hits. I'll do this.
Yeah, go for it.
With advantage. That is a 22.
Oh, that hits. You're going to stay 10 feet from it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
However, I am going to use a pushing attack.
Awesome.
So I spend a superiority die and add it to the damage. And if it's large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw DC 16.
Cool. It does succeed.
Okay.
I don't believe he has disadvantage while prone.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Terrible damage. Total of 9 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, damage
I'm-
is damage.
Yep. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Awesome hits. Do you need another superior dice?
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. It
So
anchors itself
another-
into the ground and resists once again.
Cool. Much better damage. 21.
Woo-hoo,
Nice.
Ooh, solid hit. As you're stabbing into this water, this thing is thrashing underneath this pool. Blood is pouring out in the water around you. This purple blood fills the water. Anything else you'd like to do?
It goes before Tebrim? No, it goes after Tebrim.
This one goes after Tebrim.
Okay. I'm going to use my Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to make another attack. With the haft. Ooh, that's a 3 and a 1. So nope.
That misses. I'm sorry to say.
Okay, cool. That's my turn.
Awesome. All right, Augustine, your turn. Tebrim will be coming down the line.
This thing is pissing me off, so I'm going to rush after the thing that ran away from me.
Yeah, you can absolutely catch up.
And I'm going to attack it again.
Okay.
19.
19 hits.
Uh, 11 for that damage. The next one is 21 for damage, or 21 to hit, which hits.
Yeah, it hits.
13 for damage.
Whew-wee, this thing is
And
rough.
final attack is 28 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Damage, we're gonna lay a little whopping 13 again on it.
That hits. It is looking so bad.
My gosh,
It's a beefy boy, my friend. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yell at it again, and then end my turn.
Okay, last time it yelled at you in spite. This time it is yelling at more of a fear, and it is going to try and duck away from you. It is going to take one attack your way as it does so. That is a natural 20. So that's going to be a... Oh, I rolled 2 1s on the damage. 14 slashing damage. I'm going to need another con saving throw, please.
Wait, I have a 21 for armor class. Does a natural 20?
So that would be a 28 to hit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. And con
No
save,
worries.
you said?
Con save, please.
18.
Another save. It is going to book it away from you. It's going to try to take the weaker one out as it runs. You can get an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Dirty frog. Ooh, 18 to hit.
18 is able to clip it. Yeah. Roll your damage.
11.
You saw as it pierced down at you, its skin stitched itself together. If it didn't have that, it would have been down. But it runs directly toward Zarzaki and is going to take a bite attack at him. That's going to be a 21 to hit. I don't know if you're muted.
You
Does that
are
hit?
muted.
I am muted. Shield is only +5, isn't it? Ah, damn it. It's still tied. Yeah, okay, that hit.
That's going to be a 20 damage as it bites into your shoulder.
Christ.
Oh.
Are you still standing?
Piercing damage? Yeah, I'm still up.
All right. It is going to take its last arm attack against you. That is going to be a natural 20.
No! Oh, Zar! No!
And that is going to be a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's going to be a 25.
Oh, no, it's
slashing
gonna rip
damage
him
as
in
it
half.
Slashes into you. You still
It's
up?
gonna rip him in half.
You're still up? No
Yeah, I am.
frigging way.
And I did pass my con save as well for
Oh
both.
my
Wow.
gosh, that's amazing. Wow. It's going to run to the opposite side of you then. I do need 2 con saves for haste.
I already passed both of those. I rolled them both after you hit
Oh,
me. Yes,
fancy,
yes.
fancy. Okay, then hit runs to the opposite side of you then. So it is to your east. Tebrim, you can... Tebrim moved north.
Yep.
So yeah, Rhoda is north, Tebrim's north, Augustine is west. Okay. Jeepers creepers, that's crazy. Okay. Wow, I can't believe you're still up.
I
then
can't. I'm so dead.
That's gonna be then Tebrim.
Can I get up to the one that's prone and make a couple of attacks?
Absolutely, you can. He's still prone, so you get advantage on those attacks.
First one is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
6 damage.
Okay.
Second attack is another 25 to hit.
That hits.
8 damage, and then I'll do with bonus actions a Polar Master. One more
Go
time.
for it. Yep.
22 to hit.
That hits. You guys are hacking into these beings.
8 damage.
8 damage. All right. Very nice.
And then that will be my turn.
Love it. Okay, it is going to stand up. It is being pummeled on the ground. There are 3 beings around it. I think it's going to go ahead and attack. It's going to start with Tebrim. Tebrim, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. I'm going to need a con save, please.
Is that for disease?
Correct.
I'm immune to diseases.
I love to hear that. That's amazing. 5, 6, 7, 8 slashing damage. As it slashes into you, it tries to infect you, but it feels some kind of resistance. It is going to turn and then instead slash at Major Arya with its other arm. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
Weirdly, no.
Really? Wait, are you for real?
No, I'm
Oh, okay.
kidding.
You guys
I got
have
a
buffed your AC
16.
so much this game. I gotta make sure. Okay.
I almost have a lower AC than the Artificer.
Okay,
Almost.
that's gonna be 12 slashing damage. I'm gonna need a con save, but I do believe you get the aura near you.
Okay. Yep. Oh boy. 15.
Beats it. You feel and resist. Your rage, the pure adrenaline pulsing through your body, pushes back against this slash that's against your body. It is going to then do. It is going to do a bite against Rhoda. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
23 to hit. That hits.
23 hits. Okay.
And
That's going to be
okay,
19 damage against her as it bites into her left arm as it prepares to be attacked. It is going to stay put, I think. It does not need 3 rounds of attacks. And that's Zarzaki. You are right next to the slod that it has tasted your blood and it wants to finish you.
How hurt does it look?
It's pretty rough. It's
Okay.
pretty dang rough.
All right, as a bonus action, I'll go ahead and pump my temp HP again. So anybody within 10 feet of me gets 9 again.
Okay.
Which I think is only you.
It's only you, but hey,
Okay.
do what you got to do.
I am. So you said it moved around me. Is it in between me and my companions or what?
No. It tried to
Okay.
put you. It tried to put you between him and Augustine.
Oh, the others? Okay. Then I will go ahead and take out a kind of looks like a boom box and crank a dial on it, and it will go ahead and I will cast. God, I'm gonna upcast this thing. Thunderwave at 3rd level.
Okay.
Nice.
So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's gonna be. That's gonna be 21. Or sorry, 23. I apologize.
All right, so it is not pushed away from me, which is really what I wanted from this.
Yeah.
But that's just my luck. So okay, it'll still take. It'll still take 9 thunder damage.
Okay. It is gonna half that as its skin kind of reverberates and pushes away against that damage. It is hefting and heaving. It is like there is viscous purple blood pouring out of its mouth. It is barely standing, but it kind of pulls the last of its constitution to stay standing. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it. I'm not gonna run away. It feels too
Okay.
dangerous right now.
Sounds good. Then we are back at the top with Miranda. Just so you know, Miranda, you as well as Arya and Tebrim are next to one to the north. We have one that is right next to Zar on the south, and then you have Augustine to the west charging the one that's towards Czar. So that's where we're at.
Okay. I'm going to hit the one closest to us.
Okay. Go for it.
It's a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, it misses.
And another 12.
Okay. Yeah, last turn it hit it bit into your arm. I think recoiling from that, you trying to send 2 whacks, but it kind of is able to dodge it given the attack it had just done against you. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'll use my flurry of blows.
Okay.
And
go for it.
try another 2. Oh, these are bad. 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Oh my gosh, and a 13 to hit.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You just do this flurry of blows, but you are feeling it. This disease inside of you is kind of pulling back you from your strength. And then do me a charisma saving throw, please.
That is a nat 1. I might use my lucky and re-roll that.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, that's a 9.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a luck check. High is going to be the creature, low is going to be Tebrim.
Okay, come on. Oh my gosh, I got another 1.
Okay, so you see another pulse of black as your body is weak and you're having heavy breaths, and this thing trying to push against you burns your face as you take a wild swing instinctively against Tebrim. Go ahead and take your attack, please.
Okay. 13 to hit.
I do not believe that hits Tebrim, correct? 13?
Oh, 13 to hit. My bad. Sorry. Thought it was 13 damage. Does not hit.
Okay, so you swing and kind of like instinctively dodges with the shell. You feel Rhoda kind of regain her senses as she does so. Anything else you'd like to do, Rhoda?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, sounds good. Then we are on Arya with Augustine on deck.
Cool. I'm going to make 2 attacks. No longer at advantage.
Okay.
First one is a 19.
Okay, hits.
I'm going to make this a pushing attack again, so a DC 16 strength save.
Okay. It fails.
Nice. Okay, that is 18 damage to it.
18 damage.
Nice.
Wowee. Okay.
And it is moved 15 feet away.
Okay. Are you trying to move it north, southeast, or west? So you're charging it to
I think
the north?
I was from this. I was
Yeah,
from
you
the
came
south,
from the
so I'll
south.
push it north.
Push it north. So you said how many feet away?
15.
15
And then
north.
I
Okay.
will move the 15 feet to get it within my range.
Okay.
Not right. I want to be 10 feet away from it though, and make another attack.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make this one. Well, if it hits, I'll make it a pushing attack as well. Oh yeah, 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Another strength save.
Okay.
16 points of damage.
Whoo-wee. Amazing. This thing's looking pretty rough. Jeez. You guys are making quick work of these guys, relatively. Anything else you'd like to do? So you push it. Actually, let me double check to see if it pushes. It fails, so it pushes another 15 north, yeah?
Yes. And then
Okay.
I want to move to. I believe I still have. Oh wait, no, I only have 5 feet of movement left.
Yeah, so you're going to have
okay,
to stay
I guess-
there.
I'll move. If I'm thinking about this right, I'll move 5 feet forward and be 15 feet away from it
I
because
think
I was
20 feet away from it is where that would put you.
Okay, cool.
Just because your reach kind of makes things a little wonky.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's all I got.
Augustine, your turn.
Okay, I run to giant blue frog by Czar.
Yeah, you're able to
and-
get right up to him. It looks like his body has continued to stitch itself together, so it's
Yeah.
doing a little bit better than it was, but it's still looking rough.
I'm gonna unstitch it. That is a 29.
Yeah, that hits.
$10 points of damage.
Okay,
19 for the second.
that hits.
Damage on that is 12.
Okay.
And the second one is a 25 to hit.
Yeah,
Or the
that
third
hits.
one. Yep. And then 13.
Okay. 13 to hit.
No, 13 points of damage for the
Oh my
third
gosh, cool. How do you want to finish it?
one. He's been yelling at it this whole time. He jumps into the air with a final just roar of anger, watching his friends get hurt, himself included, and he just brings down his heavy greatsword and just slices, tearing through this monstrosity in front of him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you cut this thing in two. Now, with its dying breath, it is able to kind of take the damage that was sent into the thunder damage and expel that once again as it was felled. I'm going to need the both of you to make a. I'm going to need Constitution saving throws, please.
Okay,
for both
good.
of you.
Thank you. 22.
And Zozaki?
Ugh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you guys both do save. So that's only going to be half this.
Oh, only half. Good. Great.
Oh, wonderful.
So it expels this force as it kind of like the energy within it that it was storing up to kind of continue to fuel itself explodes out. That's going to be 24 damage or half on a save.
Oh, okay.
So half for the both of you.
I thought that was the half. I shat myself a little bit.
I go down. Zar
Go down.
No.
collapses to the ground into the water, I guess. Splash.
So
Which
this,
means Augustine loses haste.
Yes.
Yep.
So Augustine, you see Zar go down, fall into the water, and begins to cough up blood underneath the water itself. You suddenly feel yourself gripped with the inability, just this slog, this inability to move as you watch Zar float into the water below you. Then, after that thing's done. Tebrim, it's your turn.
How far am I away from Zar?
You are...
I think
35
40,
feet away from
35,
40 yeah 40 feet away from Zar,
Okay,
based on where he was. Yeah.
I would like to move as far as I can to him.
Okay, what's your movement speed?
30.
Okay, so you're gonna get 15, and then are you gonna dash?
No.
Okay.
I took the Fate Touched feat, so I have a one use of Misty Step. I'm gonna use that with my
Nice.
bonus action.
Nice. So you get right next to him.
So
And then-
good.
Does he still look diseased?
I mean, he is falling into the water. You're welcome to do me a medicine check, but I think you would be able to assess potentially
15
15.
with medicine check.
Yeah, it still looks like he's being diseased by something.
Okay. With my action, can I use 5 points of my lay on hands to cleanse the disease?
Absolutely, you can.
And then that's my turn.
Okay. Cheapers creepers. Okay, so he's still rolling death saves, but he is underneath the water there. Okay. Then that is going to be the slot to the north. It sees... Okay, Tebrim... oh, actually, he got pushed way out of the way. Dear Lord. What's it gonna do? I think it's gonna run right towards you, Arya. It sees its fellow go down and is gonna charge you. I
Cool.
assume that triggers
Attack
your
of
attack.
opportunity.
Yeah, go
Yep.
for it.
Ooh, 17?
17. That hits.
And it
Nice.
stops in its tracks.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. Awesome. Then this thing is not able to do anything further. It just regains a little bit of health as it stitches itself up. Matt, go ahead and roll a death save and send it to me, please.
It's a 10.
Okay.
Right on the line. Just my luck.
Okay. Rhoda, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go for 2 more attacks on the guy that's closest to me. He's still
Okay.
close to me, yes? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 14 to hit. I better roll higher on this one.
14 does not hit.
Okay, that's better. 25 to hit.
25 hits.
That's 11 points of damage.
Amazing. Solid,
then-
solid hit.
Do I know I'm still infected with this thing?
You
it
have
was
not done
a-
anything to do otherwise, so I think you probably
Yeah, you're
are.
cooked.
Do I know if that's poison or like something that my physician's touch could take care of?
What is the definition of your physician touch?
When you use Hand of Healing on a creature, you can also end one disease or one of the following conditions affecting the creature: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned.
You said cure a disease?
Yes, I can end one disease.
Okay, then you can do that against yourself, yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my flurry of blows, and with one of those unarmed strikes, I can use my Hand of Healing and Physician's Touch,
Nice.
because that one doesn't cost an action. That's just
So
both hand in hand with the Hand of Healing.
Sorry, you do is it a bonus action to do so, or it goes along with an attack?
It goes along.
It goes with Flurry of Blows. So with one of my unarmed attacks with Flurry of Blows, I can use my Hand of Healing without spending an extra key point. And
Hell
the
yeah.
Physician's Touch is like part of the Hand of Healing. Like, it doesn't cost me an action.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's very
awesome.
cool.
He's taking note of that. Next time he can.
Yeah, I'm just
Kill you
sorry.
a
I'm just
different
trying
way.
to make sure I am properly monitoring this. Okay, so you cure yourself of that disease as you feel this kind of foreign thing expel from your body.
Okay. And then I'm going to use one of those attacks from my Flurry of Blows to attack the creature again, or try to.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Nice.
That's 11 points of damage.
Okay, 11 points of damage. Rhoda, finish him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to give it a really bad chiropractic checkup and just like crack its back in all the wrong places.
Yeah. So this thing is huffing and leaning back and forth, and I think that you're going to be able to kind of just go along its spine, and it is going to just up its back. And then you're able to kind of like punch right into the square of its back as it tenses up and falls back into the ground. Now the same thing is going to happen. I'm going to need con saves from everyone as this thing, the energy buildup inside of it to use its abilities, kind of roils back into some explosive force.
This
It's
is just
near-
me and Rhoda, correct?
Yeah, just you and Rhoda, correct?
You said con?
Yeah.
That's a 6 from me.
Woo.
And I got a
Yep.
22.
Okay.
Yikes.
Eh.
Fail. That's going to be 22 force damage.
Oh my
so Rhoda, you
gosh.
fail, and then Arya, you save. That's going to be half of that, so that's going to be 11.
Force.
Oh, and then I didn't roll for my Hand of Healing to restore some of my hit points. My 1d6 plus 3.
Nice.
Forgot to do that.
Oh, the disease is in addition to.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I regained 4 hit points. That's great. Okay. Oh, and then I need to make a charisma save as well.
You do
For
indeed.
spending a key point. Okay.
Yeah. And how many did you spend 2 key points for the healing, or just 1, and that's just included in the flurry?
It's 1, which
Okay,
it's
cool.
included in the flurry. Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Cool.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's an 8.
Okay, then you're gonna charge toward Arya and take an attack at her.
Please be low. Please be low. That's a 14 to hit.
Misses.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Oh.
All right.
Take the blindfold off.
Good. So you fight these slots. These things explode. You guys are in the water. Purple guts all over you. Purple floating up to the water. Zarzaki, you are going to take a fail as you drift under the water during your turn. But we are able to make it back around to Tebrim if you'd like to try and heal him.
Yeah, I would like to take one of my healing potions and shove it down his throat, if
I
possible.
failed. What did I fail for?
You were down into the water, so you were falling prone into the water. Unless you can breathe water. I mean, you can't. Do you have? Does your character have any kind of like water breathing?
No,
Okay, gotcha. Because the guy that fell down prone early, he's amphibious. So I wasn't sure if you had any kind of like amphibious ability or anything like that.
No.
So I think on your turn that would impact you, but Tebrim is able to kind of pull you up out of the water. I don't know if he like punches the water out of you and then lays a hand on you to restore health to your person, or pours the potion down your throat. What's the healing that brings him back?
Let me look up. How much is a potion?
2d4 plus 2 or 4d4
standard
plus
potion.
4 if it's greater.
It was just standard, so 6 hit points.
Okay. Zarzaki, you coughing up water are able to get healed by this thing. You guys are heavy breathing, looking around. I think, Augustine, you didn't fail one of the infections, did you?
Nope.
I don't believe. Okay.
No.
So we remove the infection from Rhoda and move the infection from Zarzaki. You guys look around. It seems as if whatever this is done. You guys, I think, very quickly move to the northern shore, and you are situated there. You guys take a look around. Do me a quick perception check while we're exiting the water here.
Nat 20, 21.
Ooh, nice.
13.
Okay. I don't think you see anything, but again, the light of the city is piercing over the ridge before you. You guys look around, and like, how are you guys feeling? I don't know where everyone's at.
Not
I know we
great.
had some hard hits.
Happy we're out of the fight, but I'm hurting.
Okay. We're gonna land the session here in a minute, but I'm just curious, where is everyone hit points total as you exit the water?
How many did I get from you then?
Only 6.
6. Okay.
49
I'm at
for me.
6 hit points.
I'm at 61.
73.
29.
Jeez.
Also, just want to note, Arya, though the rage has ended, is fuming at the moment.
Okay. Are you fuming at like someone like Rhoda or just in general?
At Rhoda.
Okay. Okay. I think you see this tension. Last thing before we call it, what are you guys doing as you look around, drying off, rubbing off this blood or whatever around you? Presumably the city is on the other side of the top of this ridge.
Ow.
Are you guys going to continue? Do you need a rest? Are you just breathing? What's the call here?
I'd appreciate a rest.
Yeah.
I can be much
Definitely.
more effective if I get one.
If we're doing a short rest, can I use a cast Prayer of Healing first before so I can get my Channel Divinity back?
Absolutely.
Oh, another use of Channel Divinity to replenish the 2nd level spell. But
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and send out your healing. Let's, just for the sake of time, we're going to send out whatever healing is coming. You guys can take a short rest. You can spend hit dice here if you need to. You can take potions here if you need to. You cannot remove exhaustion if you have it. So you guys settle down. Are you going to go over the edge? You can kind of stay here knowing the city's just over the edge? Or what are you guys kind of doing for this post-fight recovery?
I think I would want to stay near the swamp because we can be pretty confident that we cleared the danger here.
Okay. I think as you do this, you see Tebram's little shadow Miravok kind of walks out of the water like he was just doing something like, "Whoa, this guys, have we not had enough? We are not going in that city. The city is dangerous. Whatever the enemy that he said is dangerous, this thing is not something that we can do. No offense, you guys are tough, but we got to stop here. Can we even trust what's beyond the bridge?"
We have no
must
choice.
move forward. We must move forward, Miravok.
How can we be sure we can even trust the spider guy? He said not to say things, right? He said not to do things. Who do we trust?
Well, if you don't trust him, why don't you say the word, Marvak?
Okay, I will say it, because I don't trust him. Shrewsville.
Can we rest before you say that word?
As he says that word, roll me a d4, Matt.
Oh my
3.
gosh.
He passes out. He drops.
Trust the squid. Trust the squid. Can I check his pulse real quick?
He's alive.
Okay, he's alive. Well, our friend is alive, albeit.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah.
See if it's a disease or whatever, I think.
Sure. Do a medicine check.
21.
Okay. It looks like he's unconscious. You could probably try and put a hit point in him or something like that to bring him back. Just to kind of wake him up, just to kind of give a little pulse of something to move him.
I slap him.
Yeah. Can I do...
You're going to
lay on
slap
hands,
him?
Just one.
Are you going to lay on
okay,
hands or
yeah.
are you going to slap him? Which one are you going to do?
I'll slap him. Don't save your spells. I'll slap
Okay.
him. He said the word.
Okay, you slap him, go into
That's
unarmed
a
strike.
25 to hit.
I mean, does that hit Zarzaki?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm sorry. You just got 6 points of damage from that slap.
6 points of damage.
That puts me at 0. So
You slap him and you feel his pulse quicken and you see blood pouring from his
You
mouth.
could... You would do non-lethal damage, right? You would know that, right?
Yeah, you could try to do non-lethal damage. Certainly.
Yeah, I would try to do non-lethal damage.
Okay,
He's
I
my
mean-
bro. He made my metal arm.
So the problem with doing non-lethal damage is he's already unconscious. So non-lethal would put him unconscious. I think you slap him, nothing happens. I think Tebram, you probably pump a hit point in him.
Yeah.
Okay. As he comes to, you can kind of see his eyes, and there's this milky blue over both of his eyes. And he kind of like sits up and looks around at all of you, and you just kind of hear him just go,
Oh, no.
and he's looking at all of you, and he's trying to say something. And
Do we know how to use
that's-
his tablet?
This happened to me
That's
one
where we
time.
end our session. As Zarzaki looks around, like he's got this panic look on his face, he's unable to speak in the language that you guys communicate in anymore, and that's got to be where we end for the night because of time. So we'll pick up there next time and see what the heck happened as the enemy's name was spoken by our friend who almost died multiple times. Thank you guys for playing so much. We'll see you next time to see what happens with our friend, the city in the mall.